This is Tom. Tom visits lots of islands. But now that the Libertarian Party's paid referral program is ending, he might only be able to visit a few. For just $1 a day, you can help Tom visit lots of islands. Learn more at lpmisescaucus.org and on this episode of the Fakertarians podcast. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of the Fakertarians podcast. I'm your host, John Hudak, along with Kevin Shaw, Archie Flower, and our tech guy. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, spectacular.
Good to hear. Great. So today is our Tom Woods telethon. We're going to raise some money so Tom can get to more islands and he's not stuck on peninsulas or wherever he is now. But for real, we're bringing on anyone today. It's going to be a little bit of a different show than normal. We posted the StreamYard link on here on our latest post about it. So we're just going to wait and see who shows up. We're obviously going to need some filler in the meantime. So first I'm going to see if Kevin or Archie have anything they want to talk about. And if not, I have the 100 fun and interesting facts about practically everything from Reader's Digest. Guys, anything before that or?
That sounds infinitely more entertaining than anything I've got to say. But I will say that it is my goal for the duration of this podcast to convince Mr. Flower to join my fleet in a spaceship video game called EVE Online. So I encourage all the commenters to harass Archie and tell him to join my fleet, and then we can play spaceships together.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with the first fact. McDonald's once made bubblegum flavored broccoli. I don't have any additional information on that, but Reader's Digest said it. So how do we feel about that? Would you guys try bubblegum flavored broccoli?
No, sir. I believe that's a war crime.
We have a guest.
Oh. Hey, Derek. Take your mics off.
Friend.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I just totally randomly stumbled on you guys today, and I just wanted to say thanks for fucking holding down the real shit all these years.
You too, man.
Calling out all the bullshit. I don't really pay much attention to the libertarian movement anymore because it's a circle jerk for the most part. Oh, yeah. But you guys have always kept it real, and I appreciate that. I just wanted to chime in and say that, man.
I appreciate that too, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Kind of you, friend. I didn't get to ask him how he feels about bubblegum flavored broccoli.
So we got another fact here while we wait for some more people. And we should post this link more places because, yeah. I feel like I think I posted it on the stream.
I posted it a few places.
Okay. Maybe we can post it as the page to the group. If one of you guys could pull that off.
I could do that.
Okay. So here's another fact. Some fungi create zombies, then control their minds.
Did you know that there are fungal networks on the planet that are older than anything? They're just like these long-living ancient consciousnesses that connect forests and share information and spread resources around. It's absolutely crazy.
Let me post this again in the group real quick. For anyone who's just tuning in now, we're doing an interactive show, so literally anyone can join, and we can just talk about whatever you want to talk about. And we're still having this as a podcast episode. We had a intro and everything. So, okay, let me say here's the link.
For just one island a day, you can support your local Tom Woods and ensure that he has a adventure of a sort. Please think of the Tom Woods.
Okay, so we got another fact here. The first oranges, and get this, weren't orange.
Okay.
They were actually green. They were a tangerine pomelo hybrid in Southeast Asia. And in fact, oranges in warmer regions like Vietnam and Thailand still stay green through maturity.
We have another guest.
Okay. Let's see what we got now. Hey, man.
What's up?
Not much.
Hello.
How's it going, you guys?
Pretty good. Just hanging out. Drinking a Coors Light for some reason.
Oh,
Ew.
man. Right in time.
Yeah,
I just took a break from drinking.
I'm just getting started.
Right on. Well, what's on y'all's mind? I know the Tennessee convention's going on tomorrow, and they voted against online voting. We actually voted for it here in Arkansas to kind of settle a dispute that we were having about when the convention would be and COVID, kind of the same debate they had for national.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about all that stuff? You know, the states are kind of all deciding to themselves how to handle this. It's a hairy topic for sure.
I mean, I'm definitely in favor of it, not even for just COVID, but like the fact that sometimes it's hard for people to get places. But I mean, with the COVID factor, like if people with like conditions or someone who lives with their grandma or something doesn't need to put their life at risk to go to a convention.
Right.
And I have attended a number of conventions in my time working with this party, and let me tell you, they are some of the most inefficient, slow-moving fucking things I've ever been to. Now, if you want to argue to me that it's cool to get libertarians together, hanging out and drinking and enjoying, I agree, let's do that. But if you're telling me that that's the best way to do our business in an age when we can meet electronically, no, sir. I think that's silly. We can do better.
Yeah, I think the Tennessee guys, they were just they were afraid it could be hacked. That was the argument against it, that somebody could go online and fake credential themselves and the whole thing could be hacked. That was the argument against it. And you know, it's not like the chair there is some kind of Mises guy. He's a prag, you know. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I try not to insert myself in their debate. I just told them what we decided here in Arkansas, which was, you know, we kind of had a big influx of Mises here, our last convention, just kind of out of nowhere. You know, it's one of those things. I'm trying to get along with them. You know,
no, I get you.
Yeah, I mean, when it first happened, it was exactly a year ago today. This was pre-COVID, of course. And I had the flu, and I almost went, but I was like, I don't want to make everybody sick. That would be fucked up. And you know, all of a sudden, they're in all these like committee roles and all these things, and I had never heard of any of these people. And, you know, I didn't come into the party already in a caucus. You know, I came into the party as a libertarian.
Right.
And so I was just kind of, it was just kind of weird, you know, but like over time, they're not all bad. You know, I try not to just say, hey, just because they're Mises, I'm going to fucking write them off. You know, they're young. They have a lot of energy. They want to help the party. So I'm trying to be a little more welcoming than I maybe was at the moment when it first happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely decent people there. It's just the caucus as a whole for me is the problem. Like I'm not saying everyone there is awful or something. Like I was part of it for a while, and I saw some good people there. I mean, Archie was a Vermont state organizer for them. I was a group moderator for them. Like it's not like it's like a group full of Nazis or something, but
right.
Well, I would expand on that a little bit. See, I think a lot of us, we've all been very focused on Mises because they're big and they're well funded, and you know it's obvious where the problems are within them. But the problems that we cite are implicit in all caucuses. This political tribalism is what happens when you let people who should be on the same team subdivide and say, fuck those guys. No, fuck those guys. It's like, man, you're all trying to accomplish the same goal, and there's like 12 of us. Can we not with these little sub-teams? Like,
right. And that's what kind of led me to joining the Pragmatist Caucus. And it is what I believe. And I realized that after I figured out what they were about. The mission of our party is to get people elected. That's what it is. And that's, you know, it's okay if you disagree with that, but that's what I decided was my value system as far as what is the point of being a political party. It's to win elections. It's to win elections. That's it, right?
I hear that a lot, and with all respect, I do disagree with you. It's not that we're not here to try to do that, but if you measure the success of the Libertarian Party by our ability to win elections, we fucking suck. We suck really bad. But
right.
That's not how I look at us. We are a vehicle for communicating an alternative philosophy to the broader American public. Every race we run in is people listening to us. It's cameras pointed at us.
You're right.
So there is a secondary value there, and I'm not, again,
sure.
I wouldn't dismiss that elections are important, but I would say there's probably a greater mission.
Yeah, no, and I don't dismiss what you just said. Everything you said was correct.
Look at us all getting along.
Yeah, we all need to get
Unity.
along.
All commissions are valuable.
We did a unity.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think both positions are valuable, and we all have to work together. I think I see Mises as the most conservative lane of libertarian, caucuses, and that's definitely not me. Sorry if there's a little shakiness on my camera. I'm outside. It's
No worries.
We're getting over this cold snap down here in the South. We're not used to this.
We had another guy do an interview from a Denny's, so you're fine.
Right on. But yeah, I'm trying to get along with them because it's where I'm still trying to figure out kind of how it happened. They're recruiting outside of the party. They're going to people they're recruiting like in economic circles or going to colleges or something. Their recruiting machine is amazing.
A lot of it is Dave Smith. He's bringing in a lot of his fans too. I mean, there's definitely other parts of it, but
hey man, he's on Joe Rogan, so I mean, he's got to be our presidential candidate, right?
Well, it's interesting because this is a point I've made to people. I've been very, very critical of Mises publicly and whatever, but people have all said, like, why are you trying to destroy Mises? I'm like, I'm not. I'm a left libertarian, and I want a strong right libertarian caucus in the party. I want people to go to the circles where my voice isn't effective and to pull people closer to liberty. I want them to do the right thing. I'm calling them out when I see the wrong thing, but ideally, I don't want them destroyed. I want them to be good. Right. I value their place in the party, basically.
I do too. It was kind of like I said, when I first joined the party, I didn't even know what a fucking caucus was. I mean, I was somebody that knew I wasn't a Democrat or a Republican, and that's kind of where it started. Hell, Alex Jones got me into fucking being a libertarian. He's the one that told me about the party back in fucking 2002. So, I mean, wow. I've been down that conservative road, man. I mean, that used to be my politics.
Yeah. Michael Heiss, if you're watching, get Alex Jones. You could do it. Harpoon. Snag him.
Alex Jones is just, I don't know. He went off the rails after Trump came around.
He's just turning the frogs, yeah.
But he was right about that. He was right. Now, it's correct. I don't know if that's like a broken clock is right twice a day kind of thing, whatever. But he was right about that. That's so crazy. It's like sometimes he is right, But yeah. But anyways, where are you guys located exactly?
I'm down in South Florida.
Oh, you fucker! You're the only one that escaped all this shit.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was cold today, and it was like 73.
Oh man, what city are you in exactly?
I'm down in Miami. I was from Connecticut originally though, so I know the cold.
Oh yeah, I love Florida, man. I'd move there.
73 is cold. Oh.
Yeah. Well, we're about to begin our ballot access petitioning here in Arkansas, actually. Which luckily we won the court case. They tried to increase the amount of signatures here to 3% of the gubernatorial vote. We took them to court. We won in court. They took us to appeals court. We won there too. And just recently, the state of Arkansas agreed to stipulations of facts with our attorney. And one of them was that if we got 10,000 signatures, we'd be on the ballot. And that's our usual amount we have to get.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I have feelings about it. But hey, if we make it on the ballot, we make it,
This is an uncomfortable time to be collecting signatures. No one wants to go outside because it's cold and there's a plague. Like, fuck. It's tough.
Well, I'll tell you, that's basically the business I'm in is petitioning. And I petitioned all last year during COVID in California, Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi. And people are still happy to stop and sign petitions. You'd be surprised.
Nice.
Yeah. It's interesting. Arkansas made national news recently with our state senator here that left the Republican Party. Did you guys hear about that?
I did hear a little bit about. I think I heard a little bit about that. I wasn't sure who he was, but
yeah, Jim Hendren. He's the nephew of the governor here, which that's kind of a big deal. And he just out of nowhere decided he was going to leave the party and become an independent. And I think it's good too. Yeah, for sure. I've already reached out to him. Now I don't think the Arkansas party is too keen on having him even try to run for anything with the party, but anybody who's willing to leave the Republican Party after the bullshit that happened at the Capitol and use that as a reason and say that he's tired of Trump's BS, basically, I'm all for it. I try to be supportive, no matter what their politics are exactly.
I have no idea what's going on because I just got back. I had to answer my door. But
we're still talking about the state senator here in Arkansas that switched to independent, left the Republican Party.
We have engaged in a conspiracy to conquer Arkansas.
Takeover.
Yeah, hashtag takeover. That's what bothers people is that shit. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
Hey, Brendan, you here?
Here. Be okay.
You came in. Say something again. You came in a little bit staticky.
Blah, 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 blah.
That was better.
Yeah, that was
Fair.
a lot better.
Okay, so I'm going to move down the 100 interesting and fun facts list that I'm reading off of from Reader's Digest that I found like 5 minutes before the show, and we're gonna weigh in on this. There's only one letter that doesn't appear in any U.S. state name.
Ooh! I want to guess.
Okay.
Q?
Yeah. I feel like there's some kind of message there, like Q is sending us a sign.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, hey, real quick, did you see the interview with the guy that went in the Capitol, the guy with the big thing on his head and everything? And he was saying, like, he was talking about Q?
Yeah.
He's just a guy that fucking his parents pay for everything, and he's online all the time. And he doesn't know how to be skeptical about what he reads online. It's like, is this your first time on the internet, dude? Like, how does this shit happen? It's crazy.
Well, we gotta trust Q.
I watched an interview with that guy, and obviously I don't agree with any of his politics, but he struck me as an interesting individual to do LSD with. I was like, wow, I want to hang out with this guy. He's hunting interstellar, interdimensional space pedophiles. I want to go hang out with him and see what he gets up to.
Yeah, that reminds me of that meme. It's like when the acid finally wears off and you look around like, what? How did I get here? What the fuck's going on? That'd be great if that's actually what happened to him. I mean, you could use that defense in court. All right, sorry. Go on with the Reader's Digest stuff.
No, I'm just using that to fill time because the plan was to use it until like anyone like joined, but I feel like I can keep reading it too. But it depends on whatever anyone wants to talk about. I'm good with right now.
Yeah, I would like to remind everybody watching this show to please comment to Archie Flower and tell him to join me in playing spaceships because we got to go shooty blap in space together. It's important.
And don't forget to donate to Tom Woods so he can visit more islands.
I saw that. That was hilarious, dude. Donate to me. I want to visit more islands. Shit.
Hey, yeah, Sam, if you want to join, I saw his comment pop up real quick, but you're welcome to. Anybody's welcome to join. The StreamYard link is in the comments right now. We're trying to get people in here. I'm going to post it again, actually. Oh wait, no, that's the interesting facts list. I can't have that.
Yo, we got two Brendan Finnegans. I call shenanigans.
Brendan Finneganception.
Is this a takeover?
Hey, well,
what the
I
fuck?
got logged out, and now I just came back in.
Well, hello there.
Wait, do
Okay,
I
yeah,
sound
now
better now?
I'd say
You
so.
sound colder now.
Well, yeah, I had
When
to
you
go
make a
outside.
copy
I live
of
in
a
a
copy.
very... I wish I could.
Good.
That would be the best. I have a few things I could plan to do that with. Ugh. So
Okay,
how's
we're gonna move
everyone
on to
doing?
Keep going. I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next interesting fact, and we're gonna see how this goes. A cow bison hybrid is called a beefalo,
Ew.
and you can buy its meat in at least 21 states.
Yeah, it's really good.
Fuck yes. I would eat
what's
the
this
shit
like?
out of that.
Yeah, there's a few farms of them up here in PA. I've had burgers made from them before. They're really good.
Does it taste any different?
Imagine like the consistency of like beef with the gaminess of like a buffalo. Do you understand what I mean by that? Like it kind like this. You know what I mean by like the gamey taste?
I think so.
I eaten buffalo before. That shit's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is good. I like squirrel too.
I've ate ostrich.
Ostrich I've had as well.
I
feel
ate
like
some
hadn't
weird
had
shit,
anything
man.
interesting.
Yo, I
probably
lived
the
in
weirdest
China
meat
for
I've
like a
had.
half a year, I ate a lot of weird shit in China.
I'm drinking Coors Light.
Did you have the chicken's feet? Did you have
Yeah.
the chicken's feet? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really good, aren't they? They are
No.
really good. I was.
That's very weird.
No,
There's
they were good.
There's practically no meat on it, and it's not good meat. And I'm just like, ugh. I understand there's
I
a
thought it
cultural
tasted
thing.
good.
In China, it's
What?
basically you don't let anything go to waste. You got a lot of mouths to feed, dude. But I'm just not about eating intestines and feet and balls and shit.
Oh.
Like I tried it all. I did my best. But
I cut the line at the Rocky Mountain oysters, but I've ate everything else. I've had tripe, like the intestines before, you know.
Yeah.
But I like the chicken's feet. I thought they were really crunchy. I forget what they were like caramelized in or whatever. That they're kind of like candy to them out there.
did you eat the 1,000-year egg?
No.
Yo, I had it. It's very salty, but actually not as bad as it looks.
I never even heard of it. It sounds cool.
Okay, so if you look it up, I don't know if it's actually called. There's probably a proper Chinese name for it, but they called it like the 1,000-year egg, and it's like fermented and sulfur, and it's all black and green, and it looks rotten and horrible. And then you eat it, and it's just like it's kind of like a salty deviled egg, but it's the consistency of Jello.
That sounds terrible.
It really is weird. It really is weird. But I was committed because they were like, no American can eat the 1,000-year egg, and I was like, I'm about to show you what the fuck an American can do.
Lee. Okay, so another interesting and fun fact here. This one doesn't even seem that fun, but I'll read it anyway. Johnny Appleseed's fruits weren't for eating.
No, they were for producing wine or liquor.
Hard apple cider. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of interesting. I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I tagged Ogle to try to get him on the podcast. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh. You masochist.
We had him on
I
before.
want to talk to him.
We had him on. He
Tag,
interviewed from a Denny's.
Oh,
Tag Bob Rodas.
you need a new lighter, bro. I can hear it from here.
I know, right? No, it's the wind, man.
I feel like Bob Rodas could totally change this conversation.
Oh, I wish we had Bob Rodas here. Oh my God,
John,
he was complaining, Archie, about you defaming him again the other day.
Again?
Yeah,
Again.
he just likes to complain about that.
Hey, there's a person here.
Hey Ben, how's it going?
Uncanny ability to live rent-free in people's heads.
Oh, fucking internet troubles.
It happens. Okay,
I'm a boat
let's see.
hippie. I'm getting my internet from some dude's hotspot next door.
All good. Okay, so
Wait.
what did you say?
I was gonna say the previous fun fact was not very fun.
I was gonna say it wasn't even
Yeah.
that good. This one isn't that good either, but I mean, I feel like we have to go through them because who knows how fucking long this podcast is going to be. So, like, I don't want to run out. But Scotland has 421 words for snow.
Huh.
How do we feel about that?
How many do they have for the word fuck?
I'm starting to.
Probably not 421.
I would
I find
imagine they would have more.
I find it interesting that the nature of our consciousness is in many ways bound and restricted by the language that we know. So if you have all those different ways to interpret snow, maybe you experience it in ways that I don't.
I'm starting to get 20 different words for ice.
Okay.
Juno.
Hey, Zach,
Alaska,
how you doing?
so.
Man, I'm out here freezing, man.
Okay, so
I'm
oh, what'd you say? Kevin, go.
I'm in low Earth orbit, just enjoying my starship. Ain't no cold up here.
Okay, I think Ogle's joining soon.
Oh yeah. Now it's a party.
I mean, kinda.
I hope it's from like a Wendy's bathroom or some shit.
So sketchy.
Okay, so apparently, here's another fun fact. Samsung tests phone durability with a butt-shaped robot.
Imagine the sexual applications.
And it wears jeans too. To sit on phones to make sure they can take the pressure.
That's pretty badass, actually.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Was
It's
that
actually pretty cool. It's cooler than the Apple. That's cooler than the Apple one.
But was that pun intended?
I didn't pick up the pun, honestly.
Badass.
Okay, what else do we got?
Yeah, wait, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. I'm funny and I don't even know it.
Hey, Sam, if you can hear us. He waved.
Hello, friend. What are you doing out there?
Someone said the link isn't working. Let me see.
Am I actually here, or is this like a simulation?
None of us really know, man. No,
Okay, Ogle's looking for his phone.
Oh man.
The best argument I had heard against simulation theory was irrational prime numbers. It would be very difficult to simulate a system whereby there were infinite prime numbers. Someone smarter than me seemed to say that it would be very difficult for this to be a simulation.
Yeah, that does actually make sense. I'll smoke to that.
I mean, or we have a limited understanding and our mathematical, base 10 just ain't cutting it.
It's possible.
Yeah, man. I constantly feel as though, how would you know? If all of your consciousness is just information processing and you're limited by your senses, all you are is a computer, dude. You're just a squishy biological computer. So how do you know you're not programmed to behave in a certain way?
Okay, so I got another fun fact. I got to interject here because we got to get through this as much of this list as we can today.
Suicide.
So the Windy City name has nothing to do with Chicago weather. It was actually from 19th century journalists who were referring to the fact that its residents were windbags and full of hot air.
Damn, burn on Chicago and they wear it like with pride.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Fuck. We'll just go with it. We're the Windy City. All right.
Okay, what else we got here?
No, my winds have a goddamn name.
Okay, Sam says his internet connection is shit.
Oh.
I think Zach's trying to get in. It seems like his internet connection is coming in and out a little bit. Zach, if you can hear us, you're like kind of skipping a little bit. But feel free to stay in and see if it gets any better. Peanuts aren't technically nuts.
Yeah, they're legumes.
Yeah.
You're a legume.
I think that personally, actually.
The link wasn't working. Where's that link?
Yeah, they're more related to lima beans than nuts.
It's weird.
You know what I learned? And you can check me on this because it's just a thing I saw and it could be wrong, but it was that strawberries aren't real berries, but bananas are. By the definition of what a berry is, like a banana is technically a berry, but a strawberry is not a berry.
Yeah, because the seeds are on the outside. Berries have seeds on the inside.
Huh.
Oh, this is kind of fun. Armadillo shells are bulletproof.
Who the fuck shot an armadillo?
Yeah, who tested that?
So it says below it says
a guy shot at an armadillo ricocheted off the animal and hit him in the jaw.
Yes. Fuck you, guy who shot random armadillo.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick move.
Score one for the armadillos.
Now, did that armadillo actually consciously duck so that it would change the angle of its shell to aim the bullet back at the guy?
I now want an armadillo as a friend, though.
Yeah,
so
that would
emergency,
be.
Just grab my pet.
Let's move on to the next fact. While we
boy.
See who joins. Firefighters use wetting agents to make water wetter. I wonder how you make water wetter.
Yeah, I want to know how that works.
They have chemicals that
I think it means fire retardant.
That could be.
Yeah, that just sounds like chemistry.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's using isopropyl to disinfect. If you use pure isopropyl, it doesn't work as well as like I think 70% because the way it reacts with the outer part of the cell of like a bacteria. But if you have the water in it, it'll get right inside it.
You know, I just wanted to chime in here. I've seen like Dave Smith make fun of our podcast before, and I can't wait until he sees this masterpiece. Okay, next one. The longest English word is 189,819 letters long.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Say it.
It's a name. Well, I'm not gonna. It said it would take 3.5 hours to say out loud.
Yeah,
It's a
all right.
protein nicknamed Titin, Titin. I mean, we're gonna be here a while, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be on for 3.5 hours unless it's one of Ogle's rants.
They're talking
kinda
about
wanna
Lord
see
of the
that.
Ring ends.
Ogle is trying to connect, but he doesn't have any devices connected.
You mean he's trying? What does it say?
It's saying he's connected, but he doesn't have like a mic or video or anything.
James Ogle, if you can hear us, you gotta connect your or turn on your mic and your video.
Don't listen to them. It's a trap.
Yeah, if you turn on your mic, we'll be able to hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Zach? Yeah, we can hear you now. You've been kind of going in and out a little bit before. Yeah, I can hear you. How's it going? You cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm currently on the way to the Tennessee Libertarian Convention. I'm currently driving.
Oh, nice.
That's why I'm just talking for. I'm not talking, but
That's fun.
yeah, it's fun.
Give him hell, mighty delegate.
Yeah, good luck there. Okay. What else do we got here? Oh, we lost Brendan. Oh wait. Oh, we got Sam trying to join again, and oh, the man, the myth, the legend is here, but his video and mic are off.
I'm muting and unmuting now. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, you want to turn? Can you turn your video on too, if you can? Well, we can hear you.
Howdy.
All right, who just joined? We got a bunch of people in here now.
It's a big old happy family.
Yeah, how many do we got? 10? Damn.
Hello, Liberty people.
That's like more than the amount of people watching this.
I was a watcher before. I wanted to flip the ratio.
Yeah. Everybody watching can just hang out, you know?
Yeah, we're at 7 right now. I think we were a little higher earlier, but it must be because we're not reading off the interesting and fun facts anymore.
Yeah, see, that's what got me in here, not the libertarianism. Like, so if we could go back to that.
Yeah, people really dig that shit.
Really?
Running amok is a medically recognized mental condition.
How does one run amok?
It's a person. I don't know why it says Malaysia. It says a person running amok in Malaysia commits a sudden frenzied mass attack, then begins to brood.
Okay.
We lost James. He was here for a second. I heard his voice a little while ago.
What does one call it if you do a mass attack but then do not brood?
I guess it's like walking amok or something. I don't know. Octopuses lay 56,000 eggs at a time.
That's frightening.
And the babies are the size of a grain of rice when they're born. And the mother spends 6 months so devoted to protecting the eggs that she doesn't eat.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah,
Octopi are super duper smart. I kind of want one as a friend. I want to hang out with an octopus.
That'd be pretty cool.
I've seen a thing where they would like
under the sea.
Oh, I seen a thing where like the octopus would escape from the tank in an aquarium and like go find its way into another tank and go eat the fish and then get back into it. It was like really clever. They're dicks.
Yeah, I've
I love
seen
them.
those videos.
They're so cool, and they can fit into little shapes and squiggle around.
I'm gonna message Ogle real quick.
You guys ever seen a Portuguese man of war?
Yeah, we have a lot of those down here.
Is that one of them
Yeah,
stingy
they're-
jellyfish?
It's kind of like it looks like a jellyfish, but it's actually like two separate animals. It's like its head is one, and then its tentacles, they're like get up to like 40, 50 feet long. It just floats at the top of the water. It just grabs fish.
Yeah, those things are nasty.
Yeah, they're my favorite animals.
I'm terrified of the water and everything that lives in it. I don't fuck with it, dude. I'm a land critter. I stay on the land.
Yo, have you ever seen any? I think forget the full name, but there's a sunfish. There are these giant flat fish that are just really fucking dumb, but they're horrifying because they're like 12 feet long. Like they're not they
The Maui
physically
Maui.
can't hurt you. Yeah,
Aw.
exactly. Like they physically
Maui
can't
Maui.
hurt you, but it's like they're terrifying.
They also lay a
Cats.
shit ton of eggs.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason they survive, because they lay like tens of thousands of eggs, and most of them die because they're really inefficient at staying alive.
The ocean sunfish.
That's
Okay.
The thing was so lazy, they actually theorized that it ate sunlight because all it does is float around.
Sounds like a cool friend to have. He's just big and chill and stupid. I'm with it.
Oh, I saw Ogle was in the private chat here saying he's never used this program and doesn't know how to connect yet. But we interviewed
speak
him.
of the devil.
Oh, here he is. James, can you hear us? Huh? Just testing.
Okay, I guess I.
Testing.
Can you hear me? I'm just going to use audio only. I'm just on a hotspot on my phone right now.
Oh, video
I'm
doesn't
here,
work?
y'all. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in. This is awesome. Thank you. You guys are doing a great job. I've been watching for a little while.
Thanks.
This is
How do you feel about
James Ogle from Monterey County, California. Hello, everybody. I'm here.
Hello,
Hi,
James.
Ogle.
what's
How do you
good?
feel about the sunfish, James? We're discussing a very lazy fish. How do you feel about it?
Huh?
Oh no.
Okay. I guess he doesn't have any feelings on that. So cats have fewer toes on their back paws. They have 4 in the back and 5 on the front. What else do we got here? Okay, this is kind of fun. It's a lot better than the cat one because I think I already knew the cat one. Kleenex tissues were originally intended for gas masks.
To do what in gas
Wait.
mask?
Yeah.
To use as a filter.
That's good to know.
Huh.
Do they
What was it?
still work that way? Because that would solve a lot of mask issues right there. Like, are they efficient enough to do that?
They redeveloped it to be smoother and softer, then marketed Kleenex as facial tissue instead.
See, they're missing a branding opportunity there.
Yeah.
Go back to being a gas mask.
James, how do you feel about that? Huh?
Kleenex could literally save
Say
America,
something
James.
so controversial but so brave.
Right.
Okay. Blue whales eat 500,000 calories in one mouthful.
500,000 or billion?
Million. So I guess that's not as cool as billion, but
I mean, that's
still-
still pretty well.
It's
Yeah.
efficient.
yeah, it is. We're not even like a quarter of the way down this page right now.
I'm not even thinking all these facts are very fun. I want to speak to someone's manager about these facts.
Yeah,
Let's
my
get some of
A&R
them.
manager's pretty upset about all this.
Okay, what else do we got? What do we want to talk about? Do we want to just talk about facts, or do we want to like talk about something normal. I wanted to
What
see
if we
if
talk
James
about
would chime in.
Talking
feelings
about reading
instead?
digest.
It's important shit we're discussing. We're getting to the core of the real questions of life out here. Transhumanism. How do you feel?
Like how?
Ooh.
I kind of want robot arms. That would be pretty cool.
I feel you there.
James
James Ogle,
There's
do you,
a JREG video on this.
I'd be okay if I could have Keanu Reeves living in my head as a ghost. That would be pretty wild.
I don't think I'd like that.
You wouldn't want to be able to hang out with Keanu Reeves whenever you want?
All the time? No.
I mean, I'd like to be able to kind of turn it on and off if I could, but it would be kind of like, yo, Keanu, what's up? And then he'd just appear in front of me. That wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I
I'd want that except for Leonard Nimoy. I want Spock to come and tell me, ask for advice from Spock. That'd be cool.
Damn,
I can see that. Yeah, I don't know about Keanu.
What's that?
I said,
Can you guys hear me?
Oh. Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, hey, it's Sam from Tennessee.
Oh, hey, Sam.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not much.
We're discussing transhumanism.
Oh,
Do you want robot arms?
Or Keanu Reeves in your head.
Yes, Keanu. No, or Spock.
Yes.
I'm still sticking by Spock.
If I could pick Keanu from a certain movie, then maybe.
Yeah, you don't want Bill and Ted Keanu. You want Matrix Keanu.
Yeah, there you go.
Again, why don't you want Bill and Ted Keanu? That would also be awesome.
I'd rather actually have Bill and Ted Keanu. I don't want moody, brooding, half emo goth Neo in my head all the time. That sounds like a nightmare.
I don't know, man.
Neo would be boring as fuck. Absolutely not.
I feel like the excellent adventure voice would fuck up my cyberpunk dystopia.
I want point blank Keanu.
James, can you hear us? Because I see you. For anyone, James is typing in the private chat right now, but I think, James, your mic is off.
This is all you guys' fault. You guys are trying to silence him. I see what's going on.
Oh, there you go.
My mic is on.
There you go. Yeah, because no one can see in that chat besides the people that are in here. So if you want something out there, you got to say it on the stream. So feel free to. You could tell. Can you tell us that story about Google?
Sure. First, let me say the audio. I'm getting a lot of choppy audio. Can't always hear the questions, but the story about Google, I ran for in '96, and in October of '97, I had a search engine. It was called Backrub, and he wasn't successful. But when he found me, I had thousands of people, computer scientists, and so forth. In the conversation, we had 2 6-month cycles of this U.S. Parliament. And he asked about my email address, what is a Jugal? And we were talking about a woman owned the site, Google.com. So someone said, I don't know what a Jugal is, but a Google is a numeral. And then about a week later, the first guy came back and he typed in, he goes, I just named my search engine Google.com, come check it out. So he got the idea from my initials, but he didn't know how to spell Google. And it was, I was flattered there. And everybody forgot about it. And it was maybe 7 or 8 years later that I realized he became successful. I didn't really follow him that closely. I was living up in the mountains for about 10 years.
I mean, that's how much money they owe you. Is about a Google of money. I mean, wait, how do you say that? A Google.
They owe you multiple monies, basically.
They owe you like 2 Googles.
I'll call him. I'll call him right now. I'll be like, dude, you guys owe Google. It's hard to even say. You guys owe Ogle a Google of money. All the Gagillion? A Gagillion? Is that how you say it?
Quintillion.
For me,
like
it's
that.
just bragging rights, so I like that. Yeah. But when they
Can you tell us?
deleted all my data, I was doing ranked choice voting, and computer scientists were emailing their ballots, number 1, number 2, number 3. That's how we elected 125 names on the first election, presidential. 350 ballots sent by email through Usenet starting in 1995. So it went down ever since then. But that's when, like, click the ad, like click counters. That's when they suddenly boomed. You know what a click counter is, how many people are looking at your webpage.
Yeah.
But mine was more, you had to do the ranking. It was more specialized. I only figured out, see, click the dot, click search, click the ad. That's a one-party approval system. So the only way to get a two-party system, you have to have at least 3 choices, only 1 winner and 1 vote per voter. But all the click the dot, that's all approval voting. So everyone, it's like a one dictatorship psychology throughout, everywhere.
Stop
They're
that.
not like, there's no things that are happening in Nigeria, civil war. People need to be using ballots, paper ballots when they did that protest, right, in Nigeria a month or 2 ago, and the military just came and shot, 50 or 60 people dead. So
Hey,
it's like a dictatorship psychology.
for
Can you
sure.
tell us
And
that one story about
personalities that it
Cher?
attracts, huh?
Can you retell that one
Like
story
Donald
you had
Trump,
about
personality.
Cher?
Oh, well, that was nothing. I mean, we were just texting because I was working with Roseanne Barr in 2012. I won the only primary that fell before the national convention, Missouri. I won that with 52.8%. I was running on 4 different women's tickets, including Roseanne Barr. And Cher was one of Roseanne's friends. She had thousands of friends on her Twitter account. So I met working with a lot of her friends for about a year. We broke
Wow,
when they had
it's really
Occupy
cool.
Wall Street because the editor, yeah, Weinrib, he was the editor for Michael Moore and Eric Weinrib. So he was having Roseanne come out on day 1, Occupy Wall Street. They're going to wear the masks. And so she emailed him and me simultaneously. This first email I got from her, she goes, "This is James Ogle. I'm working with him on this parliament. I want you to call him. But he never called me back or anything. And I messaged her and told her, I can't work with him. He didn't call me back. So
James, did you
but
ever,
what happened was they
did you ever,
copied, yeah,
did you ever smoke
they
weed
like
with
the
Roseanne?
99%, in other words. 'Cause I was,
No, but didn't Cher
no, I
send you some
never met her
messages
in person.
or something like that?
Damn. Sorry.
Didn't you
Only
get?
some erotica, very erotic. Like, she wanted to perform these erotic, acts. It was like it was addressed to me, but it could have been out of a novel or something for all I know. I don't know.
You should have hit that share
She
booty,
was very,
dude. I mean, come on, man. I
very,
know
very
she's.
flirtatious. Yeah,
You
Yeah,
should
man,
have hit that.
I'd like
she
to get
believes in
back with
life
her.
after
Yeah.
love. Yeah.
You gotta jump on in on that, Ogle, man. I wouldn't have waited a second. I'm like,
Well, I'm
Cher?
still friends with when Roseanne ran for president, she was working with Kathy Bilski, her neighbor, who owns a crystal shop. Me and her are good friends. We chat all the time. She doesn't
Are you
like
in
Roseanne at
California?
all. She said Roseanne has turned into. Yeah, I'm in California. So Kathy Bilski lives on Hawaii, right next to Roseanne, and they were kind of campaigning together. Anyway, Kathy told me Roseanne has turned into a Nazi. Forget about her. Don't even bother contacting her.
Can you still watch the
All right.
reruns?
So I'm not really. No, I don't. I'm not involved. I was just working with her because of the campaign. Because we had. I'm trying to run on. I ran on Mary Ruwart's ticket. That I tried to. We were doing Corey Knott for vice president, female not for president, or Mary Ruwart not for president. 20, I think it was 2016, or no, 2008. 2008. So Aaron Starr and all his guys, they brought Wayne Root. You know, they knocked her out with a bunch of slander. Mary Ruart at the convention. You didn't know about that?
I think I heard a little.
I didn't know Roseanne Barr ran for president.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember Mary Ruart got in trouble because she said something about like
Ring party.
being like the enslaving of children or something. I don't remember. She got in trouble for something.
Yeah, I had happened to have read that book, Healing Our Earth. And what they did is they took one sentence and it was totally bad. What they did was wrong. It was Aaron Starr and his friends, Wayne Allen Root. They're like where you're supposed to slander people to win. You know what I mean? And that's what they did. So when my chair came back, I asked him, Lawrence Samuels, I go, why didn't Mary Ruart win? I thought she was the most awesome. Because he told me there was a slander campaign to make her out like she approved of child incestuous, you know, what do they call it? Incestum? Incestuous.
I'm gonna let you figure it out. Just keep going. Try to say it. Incestuous inception.
Incestueption.
How do you even slander somebody to say they support that? Like, how do you like twist someone's words? Wait, no, I actually want an explanation.
I don't know.
Can you guys hear me? I could not hear you at all.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Ugo, could you explain to me
Okay, because I
how
wanted
they
to tell you what happened today.
Yeah,
sure. Something really big happened today.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my, I'll try to make it quick, but this senator elector out of Colorado, Libertarian James Trebert, he's thinking of running for some forestry service up there in Colorado in Denver. And he just agreed to be our senator elector, but he also signed up to be international senator simultaneously.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, so it's our first time. We have about 15 total, but he's the first one that's both on international and USA electoral college. We're trying to do an international electoral college too, where there's only 2 senators for every country. We already have 3 in the USA. So James Trebert, Libertarian, myself, one party, and then Roy Kendall, his USS Liberty Party. But all 3 of us are actually registered libertarians, just to let you know. So it's going to be like a competition on the international, only 2 senators. But so 2022, we'll be competing and maybe try to get more to compete. So on the international, there'll only be 2 senators. We have 3 right now.
Let's go to space. Can we have space senators? I want to be a
No,
space senator.
no, please don't put fucking human bureaucracy in space. Let's keep that on Earth. We already fucked up enough here. If I see Robert,
we did have the flying saucer party.
I'm gonna be so pissed.
My good friend Lloyd Llewellyn. Yeah.
Who owns Mars?
We had the flying saucer party, but that guy died, so we don't have the flying saucer party anymore.
Well, it sounds like that's up to you to restart again, James. You probably have too much on your plate, though. Whoa. Was that you, James?
Is everybody okay?
Whoa.
What's that noise?
Death to headphone users. I think Ogle just
he's a robot. He broke. The fucking program shorted out.
I said something about space senators and his mind just exploded. No, just kidding. Okay, you're unmuted now, James. What happened?
Tom Woods visits many planets.
Oh God, who's like
they're trying to communicate with us?
Maybe.
It's the space senators.
These are not the senators you're looking for. Stop.
I think that was James because when he muted it, it went away.
It's James. He's trying to like download this feminist like voting system into our heads. James, I'm not going to accept your feminist voting system. Okay, this violates the
programming.
Men shouldn't have a vote. Men shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Female name 2024.
James, there's something wrong with your audio. You're ruining the whole stream, man.
Can you hear us?
Now, can you hear me?
That's better.
Lord.
Yeah.
Are you back down on Earth now?
Oh dear God.
Run anonymous for Ellen Dare.
What?
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to run.
Who sent you, James Ogle?
You know, for Ellen Dare. Yeah. Now we have anonymous one.
What female name sent you?
Shit, not again.
Resist.
This has got to be Cher. This is somehow related to Cher. She heard her name. She's trying to take over.
The government is trying to stop Ogle from sharing important info.
Okay, sorry.
I can hear something inside him say, he really doesn't think we're strong enough.
I really hope someone listens to this on iTunes.
Are you a Russian bot,
Somebody would be scared if they just heard the audio.
Yeah, we put the audio out too. So that'll be fun.
Oh man,
James, are you? No.
He's got to be.
James, are you currently on Earth? Do they have you, James? Are they holding you? Just tap the microphone twice if you're okay.
I can hear you. Everything you guys are saying is sort of breaking up on this end. So I don't know if you can hear me, but
the feeling is mutual.
I have a question, James, about the men not being allowed to vote. So what if I get a sex change? Can I vote then? I'm just curious.
I was thinking if we need to do a coordinated, like, sort of cross-dressing, like the army. I think idea, you know, like.
Yeah. Coordinated cross-dressing. I'm with it. I'm with it, dude.
Yeah, I'm
he
with
was
it.
actually answering my
I'm
question.
with it too. That sounds cool.
Sounds like convention is about to be lit, dude. Bunch of fucking cat girl libertarians. Let's do it.
I vote for a return to a tradition, and we fight painted blue and naked.
Oh no.
Okay.
That was something.
I'll watch you do that, but no, I'm good.
How many libertarians do you want to see naked, bro?
0.
Yeah, no, let's be real. We're not a good-looking bunch. We got good ideas, and that's where it ends. That's what we do. We're smart.
I'm not even sure I can go back to the interesting facts after that. That was just.
We got to get him back.
Yeah, let's. James, come back.
John, I mean, why would he come back? You were just giggling over everything he said.
Yeah, I was trying to listen to him seriously. Like, I actually wanted to hear the man out for once. Like, damn.
I finally couldn't hold it together anymore at coordinated cross-dressing, Arby. I'm sorry.
Finally a policy we can all get behind.
Well, I feel like he wasn't really going to answer my question. He was just going to, I don't know what he was going to talk about. Coordinated cross-dressing? Okay.
I wanted to hear more about that. Like, what was that?
I think he was going to say, if we're willing to dress as women, we can vote along with the other women. Right?
It's possible.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard skirts are pretty comfortable, you know, but
kilts definitely are.
I'll do battle in a French maid outfit. Let's fuck around, son. I'm with it. Bylaws all dressed up, like.
Gotta let them balls hang free. You know, it's very important. Hey,
I will make everybody uncomfortable. It'll be great.
It's still violating the NAP if you're cross-dressing and fighting.
As long as there's consent, there's no NAP violation.
Yes,
right?
Yeah. I mean, if people want to do like consensual battle, then lingerie. Good for them. But whatever. The Greeks used to fight naked, so
Seems like such a bad idea. Like, I gotta at least protect my junk if
It'd
I'm gonna get
probably
into a fight, dude.
I'm not serious about. One thing that is a problem is we have to be winning, but when men bring a woman, it's her to win. So in other words, like I'm trying to represent women. Like
James, your setup sucks.
I want-
Whatever you got, your setup sucks, man.
James,
it
tell me,
sound good earlier.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, it was going well for a while.
bro.
We're losing
Elaborate,
you, buddy.
we really want to know more about this coordinated cross-dressing. This is important.
Yeah, that's a new beam.
Well, that's when you like if you have like coordinated skateboarders.
What?
So do we coordinate the
Yeah,
colors
like
on our
coordinated skateboarding,
Yeah.
guys.
So like we all
if we all
so
have
we
like
all-
a
when it's
uniform, that's a little fascist, right? I don't want to have it.
No, man, we got to wear pink on Wednesdays.
Okay, that's just a little fascist. So okay, I'll let it slide.
James, so how will this bring equality to the voting system in any way?
The way limited voting works is if men strategize and we go first, let's everybody coordinate. We elect a female. Right? If we can in 33%, we can have the put in, right? But then you don't get another vote. Nobody can vote again. Vice president, new people vote. So that's where we let women, hopefully, if they have 33%, whoever's remaining, maybe they'll vote for a male. Maybe they'll vote for a female. You don't know. It's
James, hey,
but if
it's
you
no
try
good,
to get
man.
coordination, what?
You're cutting in and out, man. It's no good. No one's gonna be able to tell what you're saying.
I got the gist of it.
Do the females have to cross-dress
This
too?
is
Do they have to
obvious.
dress as dudes? And then do they get to vote if they're dressed as men?
A lot of females.
Is this male
We
supremacy
want
with
the
extra
women to
steps?
compete with each other.
I like that.
No, we want women to compete with each other. It's a man and they have a female name.
Damn,
it's
big tech
better.
is censoring him.
But
We've got to go to Me Wiener.
we need
whatever it's called.
we need more good women.
Go to
We
my
need more
meeting.
women.
You guys, like a cathedral.
Yeah.
No.
I like how
Like
it's
a
split
woman
down the
that
middle,
has-
like we're in teams.
The lines are drawn. This is where we fight.
Yeah. Oh
I was
yeah,
wondering what this
I
would
like
turn
these
into
teams
after an
too.
hour.
It's about to be some dodgeball teams out here. I'm with it.
Yeah, this is nice.
Okay, my phone's
Going to
about
the
to
We're
die.
red team.
I'm gonna look out
I
for
really
you,
wish
Joshua.
you guys
Crown.
would consider this. Can you hear me? Can I make one
Yeah.
little request?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please. Okay, if you on the Los Angeles microstate, please vote for either Fatima Rothschild or Heather Marsh, Libertarian out of Omaha. She's a criminal attorney, and she voted for Biden. She was our first woman presidential candidate who got ignored. She left and she voted for Biden. She's still on the microstate. She's in Omaha. On the microstate, it's like a paper ballot. We need people that Phoenix microstate before. So write in 8 or 10 names, but please consider those women because I like Fatima. She was a Miss Morocco.
What?
You
Miss
got a
Morocco?
You got
Yeah,
a
Miss
microdose and
Morocco.
vote for Biden, John.
Like one
That's
of
what he
Trump-
said.
Trump's beauty contest. She's friends with Donald Trump. She was in his beauty contest. And her friend used to live in Trump Tower.
This is like listening to a CD
But
skip, man. I don't know what the hell
she's
he's
just a
saying.
housewife. She's not.
I thought he
she's
was running
not
for
gonna come
president.
to.
said
no,
you got a microdose.
Chair.
You
Yeah.
You microdose?
Chair of the Los Angeles.
LSD now?
It's a microstate.
You have to microdose in the microstate with the chair.
It's only county.
And you have a bounty on your head.
They don't have I don't think libertarian city level.
He's gonna level the city, you
county
guys.
level, I think.
You're gonna make the whole county level.
So this is only like it's just and Heather Hoare. You know, we want to keep expecting. You guys write in more names. You know, you'll be contact for that person. If they say take their name off, we take it off. We need to bring more people.
James, it's even more confusing when I'm only hearing half of what you're saying. I mean, what, John? How long are you gonna let this go on?
I mean, we're all just sitting around and like it's like story time.
It's like half story time.
It's 40% of story time.
James, your audio is just horrible, man. I don't know what's going on, if it's your signal or if it's the equipment you're using, but we're getting literally half or less of what you're saying.
So, do y'all want to talk about something serious real quick?
Sure. I'm super
I don't know if y'all discussed this, but it happened today. I'm actually an associate member of the Audacious Caucus of the Libertarian Party. Someone has sponsored me to be a potential member, like permanent member. And I don't know if you guys followed them, but on Facebook today, they made a declaration that their executive committee officially rebukes Spike Cohen, and they listed a couple of things. And at the end of it, they said basically fuck him. And I just don't understand this. It seems like Spike Cohen and his team have been attacked both by kind of the cultural left. So like people attacking him from the left on things like the post on his Facebook, the mud water stuff with AOC, and then his team has been harassed by the caucus. You know, Caitlyn and her run-ins with the Nazi members of the Mice Caucus. But it's just very interesting that the Audacious Caucus of all caucuses would rebuke Spike Cohen, the great Spike Cohen, who is one of the most prominent members of the Libertarian Party that reaches out to Black Lives Matter and Black Panthers and those sorts of like groups that are deemed socially acceptable by the cultural left. I just don't understand it. It doesn't make much sense. But I want to.
Yeah, I mean, I have disagreements with Spike from time to time, but I'm not ready to throw him under the bus or anything like that. You know.
Yeah, it's fucking. We had him on the show not so very long ago, and I like Spike. He's a friend of mine. I criticize his behavior where I feel he's not being thorough. That's it. It doesn't mean fuck him. Doesn't mean I hate him. I think that was kind of unnecessary. But I'm also a very forgiving, loving person, and I just don't see Spike as a bad guy or anything. You know, he's a politician, and politicians, they tend to walk fine lines and they try to make everyone happy. I am in the blessed position of being able to criticize anybody and everybody because I don't care about my reputation. So yeah, it's a very different position.
But why did they rebuke him? I missed some of the audio. Why did they actually rebuke him? What was the problem? You were cutting out a little bit too. I don't know if everybody else was hearing that.
Yeah, they made a post on Facebook about it. You look up Audacious Caucus, you'll find it. They said something about.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, with some posts from his page and some comments he's made.
Do you want me to read it?
It's a little long, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Be it resolved that we, the Libertarian Party Audacious Caucus, hereby denounce, repudiate, and condemn Spike Cohen, basically fuck him. And they list a bunch of things, including defending racist entryism into the Libertarian Party. His media page was used to promote neo-Nazi media.
What?
Yeah.
So that's the story with that one. Let me tell it.
Okay.
So, like, I have some disagreements with some of the posts on that page sometimes, like that recent controversy, but there was no defending. Like, that's not what happened. So there's a page called Muddied Waters Media that Spike is the co-owner of, and another admin posted a stone toss meme, and on its surface it looks totally innocent if you don't know who stone toss is. And then someone messaged the page and was basically like, do you know who stone toss is? This guy's basically a Nazi. And then they took it down, and they're like, oh, my bad. So I mean, like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like actually defending it. It seems like they found out who the dude is and then they took it down.
Yeah, I hate that kind of like not giving someone a chance to make a mistake. I mean, that sounds like a legitimate mistake. That's not cool.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
And
I personally think they're just coming out strong with a little bit of frustration.
If I may, it just seems like they're kind of like shooting themselves in the foot, because Spike is one of the most audacious members of the Libertarian Party as far as like his messaging is concerned. And I know a lot of people in the caucus who like Spike Cohen. I have a good friend. I don't know if y'all have heard of her. Her name is Brianna Cole, and
we were thinking about having her on soon, actually.
Yeah, she was a member of the Audacious Caucus, and she actually left because of this. And
yeah,
she is a big fan of Spike Cohen. Yeah.
If I could just jump in for a second, I just want to say, that there's a huge schism in left libertarianism right now over this exact issue. By all means, it's not a left libertarians are all united against Spike thing.
Right.
I'm tentatively on Spike's side on this. I think that there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, and I feel like they haven't been addressed. But I felt like this post was entirely self-defeating. Like, it's not building any bridges with anyone. Literally no one who's going to see this post that's not already like extremely anti-Spike is going to become anti-Spike as a result of this. It's just flailing. It's like a child having a temper tantrum at a supermarket because he's not getting candy. I mean, there's like, I don't know if, I mean, John can attest to this. I was in the podcast where you had Spike on, and I was in the comments of that podcast, and I was asking like significant questions that I wanted answers to, and some of it got addressed and some of it didn't or whatever. But I was in the process of trying to, get that topic some attention, because I felt like it needed attention, and instead it gets torpedoed with this whole situation with LPAC. I mean, we're not talking about the situation anymore. We're not talking about the specific allegations and what Spike needs to do to improve. We're instead talking about, did y'all hear what LPAC did? And it's all about LPAC now.
Yeah, it kind of shuts down the whole conversation, honestly. Like,
I've noticed that. Oh,
go on, Kevin. I was just going to say that like any meaningful critique or any like, hey Spike, I think you're a little wrong on this, and here's why. Like that's totally out the window. Like it just shuts the conversation down.
Right, because now any criticism that's seen in the future towards Spike is going to be drawn back to that LPAC post of hysterical left libertarians yelling about, yelling at the clouds, instead of like actual substantive critique. So I mean, it's just a shitty situation. I mean, it was shitty to see, somebody that I'm as close to, because I've known Spike for years before he was a libertarian, years before he founded Muddy Waters, and to see him start to tread into this territory where I'm a little bit nervous for, what future Spike might do. But now I can't even address it because now there's this LPAC post that's just sucking all the air out of the question. So
I think there's a strange trend going on in the party at large right now, where for many years before I was even an activist, there were these institutional problems and a great failure to hold people accountable. And now the pendulum is swinging really far in the other direction, where we're not just holding people accountable, people are making flippant, unsubstantiated attacks on folks and calling it, defense of the party. They're like, we're here keeping the party pure, and in doing so, we're going to attack literally everybody, left, right, and center. And it's really unproductive. On one hand, we want to be able to hold people accountable, and people who don't represent us well should be held under severe skepticism. But I feel like we're eating our own.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it a pendulum. I mean, you've got certain people in the party that are, like Adam Bates is an example. I think Adam Bates is very measured in the way that he calls out people. I don't think that he wildly, just randomly throws out accusations without backing them. And then you've got other people like LPAC as an example that throw out these wild accusations, and they kind of just like make the conversation untenable for literally anybody that wants to discuss things in good faith. And so, like, I don't know if it's a pendulum so much as you've got wildly disparate groups in the party that, you know, some of them are good faith and some of them aren't. And you just kind of have to, you know, figure out which ones are good and which ones aren't, and only listen to the ones that are good.
Yeah, and Zach, I think it's the general culture that we're living in right now is this cancel culture, and finding something to just latch onto that somebody said online and using it as a way to cancel them in a way. And I'm not saying that all cancel culture stuff is just bullshit. Some of it's very relevant and means something, but I think it's like a societal thing, and the LPs were going right along with it, you know? And yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is. And I mean, I wonder if he's still buddies with Maj Toure, because he's kind of an issue. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I'm sure he doesn't like me. Don't care either. He threatened to
John,
fight
for a
me at
second, it looked like you were
convention and
someone
all
who
this
been talking
stuff.
about violence.
What was that? What was that?
For a second, it looked like you were someone who may or may not visit lots of islands.
No, he visits planets now.
I gotta like
Cool.
Photoshop a planet in the background.
You do.
Just hovering out in space above Mars and in like a astronomer's uniform.
1 like equals 1 planet. Please send Tom Woods to as many planets as you can. Every like gets him a little closer.
Visiting
James, just so
all
you know.
the planets.
Oh, go on.
Visiting all the planets to cope about losing his donation with the sponsorship link thing.
James, just so you know, I see you writing in the private chat still. On like as I was saying before, that's not getting out to the actual stream. It's just in here.
He just keeps going.
Sorry.
I mean, you can try to
Hey,
talk
look,
again if you.
Hey, look, if that man wants to spam everything, just let him spam everything. Just let him be himself.
Well, I just thought I should let him know that like it's not getting out anywhere. It's just
Boy, howdy, he's just copy pasting the same thing over and over and over again.
Wow, he is! Holy shit!
I hadn't even looked at it.
Every
Okay,
minute.
let me
I
read
don't
this
know
off
why.
to.
I don't
to
know
everyone
why
watching.
you guys keep questioning him.
So this is what James is writing in the private chat. I think he wants it out there, so I'll read it out. One Unity platform. These are the items we need everyone to write in. Opened and fair congressional investigation of USS Liberty incident with all USS Liberty survivors to testify. Repeal McCain's naval court inquiry of USS Liberty incident. So
That's actually pretty based.
Actually,
Like, you guys do know what the USS Liberty incident was, right?
Yeah,
I'm not familiar.
it's when Israel did they sink one of our ships, or did they just attack it?
Yeah,
I thought they just
yeah.
attacked.
Supposedly they tried to make contact with the ship that they found in their waters. They claimed that the 2 fighter jets that were set out there couldn't make contact with them, which was later found to be bullshit. But anyways, yeah, they like bombed down a ship. I think they used torpedo missiles or something and took down the USS Liberty. It was kind of all swept under the rug, and they said it was an accident, like because they said there was a failure to communicate with their radios. This is
like
a
right
very
before Vietnam,
strange
right?
incident. It was going on during. They were currently in a war at the time, so their tensions were really high. So it was just kind of just pushed to the side.
It reminds me of like what was it? Iran Air Flight 655.
oh yeah.
Where we shot down an Iranian civilian.
Yeah,
plane. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty similar. And then people wonder why Iranians don't like us.
Because we
Among other
overthrew their
things.
fucking democratically elected government and installed a dictator? because we're assholes.
Well, I mean that flight. Well, that flight was pretty big deal. There was like 100 some civilians killed. Yeah.
And then just last year with the Iranian general.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean we do like nothing but poke a stick into Iran's eye, and then like anytime they even remotely try to like, hey, stop that, then we go Iranian aggression. They're attacking us. We got to be careful, guys.
One of my favorites is when
we have
the news gets all in a huff and they're like, "Oh, Russia is provoking us in the Black Sea. Our airplanes, they were flying real close." It was like, what? They were flying close to us when we were all the way over there by their house? Like, what? Are they provoking us, really? It's silliness.
Speaking of, has anyone seen anything about the Raytheon knife missiles?
No.
They're you should check it
Yeah,
out. It's
I heard
actually
about
pretty
that.
cool. Like Raytheon actually figured out a way to kill less people for once.
I was talking about Raytheon graphics cards with my brother earlier.
No, it's the Hellfire. It's a Hellfire missile. I think it's called the R9X. It legitimately has like 6 long sword-like knives that come out of it upon impact.
Hey guys, I gotta eat something. If y'all are back on when I'm done eating, I'll come say hi.
Absolutely.
Again.
Thanks for joining us.
Peace.
So, James, I saw you writing more in the chat. You can try to say it out loud if you want and see if your connection's any better. Okay.
He says executive corruption.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He said it again. Executive corruption.
I agree. Twice.
It sounded like earlier he was trying to give himself like
he said it again.
While he was talking, he was trying to give himself like a haircut with a weed eater.
James, can you hear us now?
He's
okay,
just posting executive corruption.
He's posted executive corruption 4 times now.
Executive corruption.
That's 5.
That's 5
Executive corruption.
This is fantastic.
James, can you hear us?
It's like lyrics. There's number 6. We have 6 executive corruptions. I'm taking bets on how many executive corruptions.
So I heard you say that you can hear us. You can say whatever you want out loud too, so that everyone can hear it in the audience.
I'm waiting for 7.
We're doing an over/under betting pool.
No.
What are the odds on another executive corruption?
I'm thinking 10 total executive corruptions.
Ooh, we're at 6 so far. It's slowed down. Mr. Ogle, how much executive corruption is there?
Is there 6 or there's 7?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
James?
He's gone silent.
They got
the
him.
executive corruption.
I'm listening to you.
You can talk too if you'd like.
Some people I can hear fine. People are very choppy, so it's about 50-50 right now. I enjoy being watching you guys.
James, what about the executive corruption?
Some of these the head officer on the USS Liberty, Pagely, he lives in LA. I was just down there. We have members down there, Black Panther, etc. But he's just died. He doesn't want to get involved politically. But they have a big Veterans Association, USS Liberty, and American Legion, and of course USS Arizona. That's a Pearl Harbor ship. Died on that. So it seems like Phoenix and Los Angeles somehow. I don't know. I want to bring this sort of military edge, because when I first conducted this, he was a vice president. He was like military. So I thought that was he was different from Harry Brown, who was more of an economist. That kind of fits with what I see. Not two people who are just alike, but each one has different traits. So the males might be more military. So you get a Kim Ruff for president. Well, the vice president kind of we can conduct these proportional polls with Congress, so to sort of mitigate, too, abruptive on the military or something. So, by having a more military vice president with a literate president, people might feel more confident getting military represented in the executive.
Huh.
Well, that's interesting.
Interesting.
So the men kind of focus on the military and just try to let women be however they want to be, but we kind of take care
And we
of
all got to
more-
put on dresses. We need coordinated cross-dressing immediately in this party.
Yep.
Cat girls for LNC 2024. It's the only way.
Contest.
Let the wangle dangle, boys.
It's
It's
like
time
George
to put on some
Washington,
shirts.
he was a general.
George Washington?
Was a cat
Cross-dress?
girl. We all knew it.
Washington is excellent. Yeah, he's an excellent
You like-
military mind because he wrote it's called the do you guys know about the Article the First that
What?
George Washington wrote? It was the first of the 12 articles. The first one it didn't get passed, and so the Free Speech Amendment became the first one. But it is ratified by about 8 or 10 states and by so it could be passed eventually. It would expand Congress from about around 4,500. It's called first, so you'd have one person for every 50,000 voters. And that's already been ratified by maybe what happened. It was only one of the 13 colonies or 11. But it could still be, it's like in kind of like equal rights, it's almost ratified too. A lot closer. But basically, George Washington brought Article the First. That's how we can expand our team. All people have to do, instead of voting for one name, you rank 10 or 20 names. If every delegate did that, you could expand your whole 10 the top of a finger. Instead, what they're doing is they're blocking us. It's a threat to the inside. If you want to bring in a big crowd of people, they don't know how to handle it. A one-party system, they want to stop people out on the edges and keep it, and maybe one or two presidential candidates. But there was
Executive
like 65
corruption.
filed. Like this. Well, just equal time.
I think we lost him.
The executives got him. No.
Executive
That's
corruption.
some executive corruption right there.
God damn it, Zuckerberg. What did you do with James?
I don't
want my family back.
I don't even know where to go from that.
Therapy.
Executive
I don't know.
corruption.
Huh.
Only you can prevent corporate espionage.
Okay, is anybody watching right now? Yeah, we have 9 people watching on Facebook. I don't know on the other platforms, but
Hello,
People
9 friends.
I guess this means people will watch like anything.
You guys must be really bored like me.
I lost the Reader's Digest list.
Oh no.
I
We
don't
can
know
make
what
up
to do.
our own fun facts. It will just pretend they're true. It would put out rumors. It'll be great.
Executive corruption.
Did you know Larry Sharp is just 3 ducks in a trench coat?
I actually did know that one.
Pass it on.
James? James.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
The audio is a lot better right now.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
How many islands do you think Tom Woods should visit this year?
Executive corruption.
Oh I ruined
See,
Larry
the thing
Sharp.
about the PPR college
What's
Okay.
that?
is we can have votes of confidence on our executives. So in fact, Kevin Shaw or different people are voters, and on my system you can replace the executives with the vote. It's like a vote of confidence. So, but our chair, Svetlana Poetskaya, or however you say her name, she's our chair. So we don't want to suddenly vote her off. I mean, that's the best we've got. I have nobody else is going to be chair. I'm vice chair, but
What about Cop Samager?
I don't understand.
we have to bring this to our college. We have to do this because you're just gonna. Here's another thing we can do. Okay, the money. You know how if Libertarian reaches 5%, they get funding, right?
Right.
Well, with the one party and maybe the Black Panther or the XYZ, if we merge our electoral colleges, suddenly we might get bigger than, it helps the Libertarian Party get bigger.
Our licorice
As
college?
people start seeing
Did you say
the
licorice?
elector college.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Licorice College, I'm with it.
Yeah, right now it's
Mr.
100% libertarians for 4 years, but there's another elector college, mine. We have 10 or 15 presidential candidates on one.
Is Cop Samager one of them?
Yeah,
Mr. Ogle, he's left.
We
I would
we
wish
lost
to
him.
say, with all respect, he's trying to reform democracy. He wants to save it with this pure proportional representation he's on about. Oh, hey.
Hey, Joe.
Howdy. What did you do to get James to stop talking?
he disconnected. Oh, we lost. Oh, we lost Joe. Oh, he's back.
Hello
okay,
again.
We hear you again.
All right, I'm on a bit of a bad reception here. I'm at the Tennessee convention. Hopefully you can see the logo of the Outback Steakhouse sign behind me here.
Yeah. Looks like a good time.
How exciting.
Joe, I think you froze. Oh, wait, now you're back.
Sorry about that. It's bad reception here. I'm at the Tennessee Libertarian Convention.
Nice.
How's it going
There's
there?
a nice glow of the Outback Steakhouse sign over my shoulder there. I don't know if you can see that.
That's scenic, man.
Yeah, that's nice.
They got snow on the ground, which I guess is new for them here.
Huh.
Certainly new for Texans.
So, I'm glad you're here, Mr. Chair. We actually just received information from James Ogle that the thing to save the Libertarian Party will be mandatory cross-dressing. How do you feel about this?
Well, I'm a good libertarian, so my objection is to the mandatory part.
Fair enough.
Well said, sir. Well said. Well, in fairness to Mr. Ogle's arguments, I think the word he chose the word coordinated. So, would you feel better about coordinated cross-dressing?
Who's coordinating it? That sounds like some central planning gobbledygook.
He said that skateboards would be involved, but I'm not sure how.
We're gonna be like skateboarders.
I didn't really catch that part.
Oh my goodness.
And he was very insistent on executive corruption. He wrote it in our private chat 6 times in a row.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, that was exciting.
He likes hitting enter in comments. Certainly, I'll give him that.
He's been really about pure proportional representation, but I've come to the conclusion democracy is inherently flawed and we ought to abandon it entirely. All democracy amounts to is rule by mob, always.
What's the old saying? 6 wolves and a sheep deciding on what to have for dinner.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do, Kevin? Are we going to go back to Liberty Hangout like monarchism?
No, sir. Well, you and you and I may be closer than some of the others here. I would respect a voluntary horizontal organization. LibSocs would say, you can have a internal organization where you vote and do things, but it is entirely derived from consent and it has no coercive power.
Sounds like a homeowners association.
Well, no, a homeowners association does have coercive power.
Oh, they definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and a LibSoc community, that's not the case. You can request funds from society. You can request people kick in for your public projects, but I can't steal from your pocket. I can't break your leg, and I can't throw you in a cage.
I'm in a very interesting situation. I'm in a homeowners association of 2 units, and we have some 50-50 deadlock sometimes, and there's no provision for how we resolve that. So
That's got to be interesting.
Yeah.
Consensus deadlocks, they are an interesting flaw. I find it problematic too, because the unfortunate conclusion of this is that the most effective government unit would be a monarchy wherein you could ensure that monarch was just. If you could promise that the leader, the all-powerful, was always going to be a good guy with good morals, well, that's the best system, because only one guy makes decisions and everything is enforced by his will. The problem with that system is hereditary monarchy. You don't know if your son's going to be a cunt. Nobody knows. Like 10 generations down, you got some asshole running the show and he's not good anymore.
We lost Joe.
But we've gained the Oggle method.
Can we do watch the how Google got its name video? I can share it.
All right. Are we gonna get copyrighted or something? Or are we allowed to do that?
No, it's an Ogle video.
Oh wow.
Let's see.
Do we have to?
No, we don't have to.
Oh no.
I watched it the other day.
Is it good? I'm down if it's good.
6 or 7 minutes. I mean.
All right. Well, MST3K, it will have commentary. It'll be great.
It's true.
Okay, let me see if I can. Let me find it. I had it the other day. How Google got its name. Oh no, I wrote how Ogle got its name. Wow, I've been on here too long. 1 second.
Yeah, that video, Jeff Sachs was the cameraman, and he has extensive libraries of HD video from that year '95. I just filmed those from a computer screen at a coffee shop. Not very high quality, but it's how I did that video. How
who funded the project?
Presidential candidate at the very beginning.
Okay.
No. I mean, we had these flags. I did all the silk screening flags. I do silk screening, and so I do a lot of the stickers. It
would have been a lot funnier if
there it is. Yeah.
If Google had funded it.
Okay, here we go. 511.
No, they don't want.
Jugal.
So what we do on this series of shows is promote this kind of a voting system, and we're trying to use the paper ballot. Ballots cast as proof. We do use the internet voting. We have been using the internet voting for 18 consecutive years. In fact, when I started this project originally, 1995, we elected the first 100-member parliament. It was probably one of the most popular items going on the internet at that time, and we were getting more hits than anyone. And I actually helped influence the naming of Google. They picked up the activity and didn't have a name for the search engine, and the founder asked the question, what is a Jugal? That's my initials for James Orlando Ogle, J-O Ogle. Someone replied, I don't know what a Jugal is, but a Google is a number. So because of that moment in time, they misspelled the number Google, which is G-O-O-G-O-L.
Hi, folks. Hi. We're on the path to presidency right now, and let's go see if James Ogle from the parliament is here.
This is fantastic.
It was the first year of the parliament election.
Mr. Gotchaman. Hi, James Ogle. Hi. Can you talk to us a little bit about presidency and how I run? Come on in.
Honestly, the acting is just amazing.
Yes, I am.
He is a candidate for president.
He should be a candidate for the Emmys.
I love this intro. It's like when that.
See those
it's like that one
computers
where
in the
the
background. That's in the background. It's on a ping. It's just doing the same thing over and over.
James, you should have done that thing where they turn around and they're like, "Oh hi, I didn't see you there."
Cameraman seconds the nomination.
Come on in.
That's the paper ballot. I
Probably
sent
should
it
have
out
cleaned out that
to
mess a little bit first before you filmed there.
Ralph Nader, Bill Clinton, Fidel Castro, Patrick Buchanan. It was printed on hemp paper. Sent it to all the nominees in 1995.
Is he playing 5 Degrees to Kevin Bacon or whatever?
Did you send it to Napoleon?
He looks like a young filmmaker, doesn't he?
You need 800 people registering 100 people each. 80,000, 90,000 signatures to register to vote.
More of a politic, not a politic. I'm into politics, not politics. So, but I really support James.
I mean, we need a team of people. That's what our election is this summer. Your name, if you signed up, your name will be on the ballot. Come over and get the free newsletter. When people vote for you this summer, they can register to vote at the same time. And we'll get 90,000.
Hey James, how many people did you get to sign that you thought like actually understood what you were trying to do, and or like how many people were just like trying to get out of the situation?
Let me put this bigger. There we go.
And now the last few years have been particularly busy because of the comedian and actress Roseanne Barr picked up our activity and she started participating. We got so many people when she ran for president, we had to expand from a 100-member virtual parliament to a 1,000-member virtual parliament. So I'll be talking about this virtual parliament, which has been using ranked choice voting cast on e-ballots for electing a big team, a big unity team.
Okay, so what do we think about that?
I was wondering if a virtual convention would like include people that can only communicate on like Morse code devices or something like that. Like, what's his name? That guy in California.
Ogle?
No, not Ogle. The name's I've forgotten it. The guy that doesn't do technology. That's
Starchild.
Yes. Yeah. Starchild. Yeah. Can he participate in the virtual convention? Like with a Morse code device or send out like dots and what were they called?
Oh.
I don't know. James, you got to tell us, man.
I
You're on
think he's
mute.
muted.
Dashes and dots.
Dashes and dots. That's right.
I love Starchild. He's the only person who dresses cooler than me at conventions. I gotta say. Like, if he wasn't there, hands down, I'd be tearing it up. But he always comes with like some dope ass costumes and changes in between events. It's can't keep up.
Fantastic. Man, Ogle, you got to jump in here. You can't just keep writing in chat the same messages over and over again.
Can we get like 4 more executive corruptions
What was that?
for a bet? We were taking a bet. We need like 4 more.
Okay, this is for y'all. This is with T team psychology. Like instead of like LeBron James, where one guy does everything, it's like five guys with small ball, like the Warriors. You can win both ways, but it's with its committee. In other words, when we say executive corruption, we mean like executive by committee, like three. That's the best way. Never a single winner, like a one chair. So, like with Joe Bishopman, he is a single winner chair. What we want
Yeah.
to do is a five-member all elected with the exact same threshold. One are 20% each, five people. If one vote
Yeah.
changes, then
Should
they
there
can
only be
make
one chair?
so five heads are smarter than one.
Can we have?
Well, because
can we have 5 presidential candidates?
uh-huh.
In
The
fact,
federal is built for that because they have president, vice president is two
Right, but can we
senators
have 5?
from each state, multiple congressmen for each state. On the federal level, it's better to do it, but state, they use more secret states, like single congressional districts. That. But if you do the whole state, it's at large, all the state congressmen simultaneously. For if you elect 55 all at large in California, the threshold is 155, 155th for each one. The same across the board. So one set of equals based on population and voting. So for an executive like LNC, might go a five-member or seven. We need to do in Phoenix, the Maricopa County Libertarian Party, they just elected a seven-member executive. It was three chairs instead of three, two treasurers and two secretaries. That was a really good step. But what I want to do by next July 4th this year is try to bring another three members of Judicial Committee, kind of like LA, but only elected as all simultaneously. In other words, not an election for chair, then you have another election for vice chair. It makes it a lot longer. You just have one election for everyone. Then
No,
the
don't
top
make it
person
longer. It's so long, James. It's
and you
such a
cut,
horrible,
and we can
horrible
what
process.
we by voting by through mail, y'all, you vote between now and April 1st by mail. Then
Hear me out,
when at the end, you're not trying to
James.
squeeze it all in the last minute.
James.
You
James.
get vote.
James.
Yeah.
James. Hear me out. Abolish the vote. Nobody gets
Okay,
to vote anymore.
I'd love to.
Solves all the problems. No more voting. This shit is dumb. It's a waste of time. It's a way that other people force their opinions onto you and elect leaders to do bullshit ass fake tasks. What if we don't vote anymore? No more voting for anyone. Not even women.
That would be okay.
Not even women.
No, that would be good. Be good. Unfortunately, because we live in a representative democracy,
Oh, we
nobody's.
do not.
That would be more like even like American Indians. Before we got here, they had formal elections, but
let me
see,
tell
if
you
you
why
have
that's
a
not
two
so.
winner election, you have.
Well, you
American
argue that we live.
Indians were pretty much
You say we live in a representative democracy, sir. I live in California. We live in no such thing. Now, I am not a conservative. I don't know if you can tell, not a conservative. But let me play devil's advocate here. If you are a conservative living in California, you do not have a voice. Every single politician you have to vote for is a Democrat. All the decisions are made by Democrats. You are not represented. So by what right do you get to tax these people? They don't get a voice in their local government. Taxation without representation is central to the premise of the American experiment. So why then do we get to say, oh, well, just pay your taxes. You're owned by another party.
Imagine being an anarchist in Texas. You think I'm represented?
Being an anarchist anywhere, it sucks. It fucking sucks, dude. But my heart goes out to anybody who is essentially a subject. You say this is a representative government, but I see quite the opposite. I see that we belong to ideas and concepts that we don't support, and we're forced to fund them. It's terrible.
Well,
James, rebuttal.
may I answer your question?
Please.
Yeah, I'm an artist. Right? I've been a street artist my whole life. Just natural talent, dirt on paper, people buy it. So it's kind of a different lifestyle. Like I'm not really in the system. Like I don't feel that oppression of government, like tickets and that kind of stuff. I don't really have, to me, very optimistic about the future because it's going to be a new level when we get proportional representation. It's going to be, it'll be a democracy, but it'll be much more advanced, 100 times better.
I
So I'm
suppose where
excited.
we
I'm glad we have the electoral.
I suppose we disagree in that you seem to think the answer to the problem is some kind of tweak to government. If we could just tweak the government a little bit, it's going to be better. I've rather come to the conclusion that the government is inherently flawed. It is a mechanism built on coercion. It cannot be saved.
Do you think the U.S. Constitution can be saved?
No, sir. I think the U.S. Constitution teaches us the lesson that minarchism does not work. It was a beautiful idea, the notion that government ought be restrained to the will of the people, representative of the people. But look what we have around us, the most tyrannical, violent empire that's ever existed on the face of the planet. That is the lesson I take from the U.S. Constitution. We cannot restrain the beast. We must destroy it.
I love what you're saying, but you're saying it like a televangelist, so it makes me nervous.
Sorry, my bad, bro.
Well, what if, for example, what if the Libertarian Party, say, had 1% of the total electors after the election, since they got about 1% of the vote? Then when the electors were voting for president and vice president, if they had 1%, that might maybe 35 electors. Then, if proportional, then maybe there could have been an improvement for the better. Why would you bet that? Because the alternative is the mobs trying to fight and kill each other. So if you like a tiebreaker, you can swing it one way or the other. That's exactly what we want to do. That's just what
Not necessarily, friend. I just want to see
Wendy's
the country.
husband. What is his name? Yeah.
Wendy's.
So, you know those families where the mom and the dad really hate each other, but they're staying together for the kids? That's the United States right now. We all see the fucking divorce coming. These people don't like each other. They have completely different ideas for how to run their economies and their local governments, and we're forcing them to live under a single federal system where they're all, they don't want to be together. Just let them fucking secede. Let people rule their own lives, and stop trying to make a system that's representative of everyone. That's not possible. The people in my neighborhood are nothing like the people in Texas or the people in New York. Everybody's got different priorities, man. Just you can't put us all in a box like that. Fuck federalism is basically my point there.
Well, I appreciate having because like when I was living out in the country, and my neighbor got murdered, and they threw his girlfriend out. And cops didn't get there for maybe 45 minutes or something. But these murderers, that's what they love to do. They're like, there's actually cold-hearted psychopaths. They like to kill people and watch them die, and that's what they do to a lot of people. So there has to be. It's better if we have elected. We can elect the police, for example. We need to elect the best ones.
Hey,
did you not just Mr. Ogle, did you not just say that the police took over 45 minutes to respond to a murder scene? Does that not somewhat suggest that these people are not the most competent and we shouldn't trust them? My goodness.
James, what if the police officer is the murderer?
No, they don't want anything to do with it. I had to get out of there. They're coming after me. I had to run through 5 counties with people shooting at me in black limousine motorcycles.
Can you tell this story?
Because
you ran, you physically ran through 5 counties while a limousine was shooting at you? That's intense, bro.
Walked. Yeah.
Oh, you walked. Oh, okay, good. I guess the limousine.
I took the buses in a lot of them.
The limousine.
That's kind of badass. Just walk while you're getting shot at and not even care.
It's like it
was a limousine full of stormtroopers.
These are like these kind of killers. They're like hunting them down like animals. They're not talking like gangsters. They're like really good at killing people. That's how
James,
That's how they live.
Was this
In
in
what-
Bosnia, and was Miss Hillary Clinton involved?
In what way is this an argument for government, I wonder? I'm very confused.
Well, because somebody just try to, help protect the innocent. People getting killed and murdered and severely, in the military everywhere.
Who's responsible for the people in the military
Try
dying, I
to
wonder?
avoid that.
Yeah.
Look at the riots that just happened between Trump and Congress and Ashley Babette. She was the one right in the middle, a libertarian woman from She got murdered. What would she now? If she was
broke into the Capitol and
yeah,
fucked
a
with a
female.
cop. She got shot. Yeah, she broke into the Capitol building and fucked with a cop and got shot because he was jumpy because he's a cop. And yeah, it's dumb. That was a dumb thing to do. Fucking stupid.
Right,
And this
but
is
if
why
it was voting, if we had ballots, if she was carrying a paper ballot, and,
You
and
think
she was part of the
You
voting,
think the paper ballot would
would
have protected us from the bullet, like it was a bulletproof ballot? She could
What
have
if
held
we-
it at the right angle, and
yes,
To return,
Uh-huh.
return to my earlier point, couldn't we just let these people secede and go have their own little Trumptopia, and we don't have to fucking hang out with each other? Just let them go, dude. They don't want to hang out with us either.
Well, both sides are playing the same game, so that's I don't even watch that because I love what
we're
I
not
do
playing
with
the same
personal
game. They're
reputation.
playing God Emperor Trump. They're playing hero worship, cult of personality. It's not even about right versus left anymore. It's about this is my king. I will die for this man. Like, okay, go have your fucking thing. That's like you. You go live in your little cult of personality. We don't have to fucking all be
Imagine
the whole country.
It is interesting to imagine them both as the same. when
Evan,
you
I
got,
can
like,
answer exactly
God
why
Emperor
that is
Trump on
so.
one side, and then nobody even likes Biden on the other. Like even the Biden voters didn't like Biden. Like nobody fucking likes Biden.
The reason why is because it's a single winner district. That's the kind of people it attracts. Single winners are the worst egomaniac, chauvinistic, and usually single winner like libertarians telling you about how great they are and everything. When you have
Mr.
people, you have to demonstrate the different.
The problem with the American political system is not the way power is distributed. It is the fact that you're centralizing power to begin with. As I was discussing earlier, the problem with hereditary monarchy, even if you guarantee me we're going to get a beautiful president in 4 years, there might be a piece of shit in office. Any power you give to the best president is eventually going to end in the hands of a tyrant. You can't trust him.
Well, okay, look, when you have a one-party system like the Republican Party, the one-party system like the Democratic Party, they vie back and forth, two dictators, and then you get a two-party system. So that's what you expect. I don't know why you're surprised. I'm trying to
surprised
show you
because you think-
when you use
I'm surprised that your
when you use
solution is
proportional
coordinated cross-dressing.
when
That's what I
you
found surprising.
have president and vice president, like one male and one female, that's what's going to change everything.
I don't care. I do not care about the genitals of the
that
president.
before.
I do not care. I don't give a fuck if the person bombing Iraq
No,
has
I'm telling
ovaries
you,
or not.
it
means nothing to me. Less than nothing. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't even care if they're human. Elect a dog president. Just stop killing people. Fuck with the gender, dude. It means nothing.
I
hate this shit too.
You mentioned earlier you were talking about voting. by
women
mail.
have a right.
You mentioned earlier about voting by mail, and I was curious. Like, there was like this big, problems with voting by mail and everything like that earlier last year about whether or not it was secure or not like that. But what I'm really concerned about is what if, while you put your ballot in the mail, what if squirrels break in and they take your ballot and they use it to like make a nest or something like that? Like, what would you do in that case?
You call me
Pure
up
squirrel
and let me know,
representation.
and I just
Like, if the squirrels
I'm
are
in
trying to
charge of
subvert
this.
democracy by taking
Send
away the
another
votes. Oh, okay, gotcha.
It has a phone number.
The squirrels
any
have
way
a
you
phone number.
It's transparent. It's like when in real elections, if you mailed it into your county, they're not gonna they hide it from everyone. What for transparency, you have to publish everyone's ballot and viable by everyone. They can contact that person. So on my system, you also have your email address by your name. That's too, or you're not on there. You have to be contacted by everyone.
But see, that's the problem. Is if the
team,
squirrels take your ballot
the
and
whole
it has
electoral
your email
college,
address on it, then they'll spam you with all these links about how to like buy nuts and stuff like that, and you won't be getting any.
well, some
Like if you
people
want
have a phone number. I mean, it's different for everybody.
well, then the telemarketer
some
squirrels
people don't like email. It's only phone. Whatever you want to put.
By contrast, my system
It's like,
will
okay, the
protect
Federal
you from
Archives.
spam emails and squirrels.
There
That's
you go.
right. By contrast, my system will not allow squirrels
There is
to email you
okay. The
without your
Federal
consent.
Archives, you know,
Wubba lubba
they
dub
publish
dub.
the Electoral College
Is
now.
the
The federal
squirrels take
government,
ballot
the
and
whole
it has
Electoral
your email
College.
address on it. Then they'll spam you with all these links about how to like buy nuts and stuff like that, and you won't be getting any.
Well, some
Like if you
people
want
have a phone number. Well, I mean, no, they actually have.
And then telemarketer
Mr. Ogle.
Email.
Mr. Ogle, the squirrels may not
Everyone
have my
is
phone number.
address on it. Then they'll spam you with all these links about how to like buy nuts and stuff like that, and you won't be getting any.
Well, some
Like if you
people
want
have a phone number. Federal government publish.
No,
They actually have.
What is happening here, you guys?
Mailing orders.
I have no idea.
James Ogle is advocating for telemarketer squirrels, and I'm not having it. He's not having it.
People
think
have
someone-
federal government publish.
No.
What is happening here, you guys?
Mailing orders.
I have no idea. Okay, someone has the
James
stream
Ogle
on.
is advocating for telemarketer squirrels, and I'm not having it. He's not having it.
People
Actually,
have
Okay, no wonder it sounds so messed up. There's a delayed stream being played.
Actually, you have the
Turn it
stream
on.
on.
Someone don't watch it.
Okay, someone has the
James
stream
Ogle
on.
is advocating for telemarketer squirrels, and I'm not having it. He's not. Please
Okay.
don't watch us. Don't watch yourself on the stream right now.
Doesn't
not
make
even
sense
that good.
because you have to be able to see yourself to be on StreamYard anyways. Why are you playing it somewhere
That
else?
was fantastic.
Ogle loves spam. That's what he does every day is constantly spams.
It's no wonder he'd be on the side of the squirrels.
He's the spam king.
Okay, actually, y'all got the definition of spam wrong. Did you know that?
Go on.
Spam is
Go
actually
on.
commercial. Spam is Okay. Spam is commercial in content. That's all. It has to be commercial. What I'm doing is political.
You sell it in the store and you open it up out of the can.
And what forbids a squirrel from sending a commercial email, sir?
It's not. That's what the dictator said.
How'd you get on the squirrel stuff? Where did this come from?
Because James Ogle says that if your vote gets stolen by a squirrel, that is tough beans because that's just how it works.
Oh,
If
because
you're
the paper
proportional-
ballots. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'm on track now.
Cross-dressing.
What if we do email ballots?
The Russians would love that.
No, don't do email ballots.
Why?
Don't do that. Well, there's a lot of problems with that. I did it the first year, and then I had to transfer it to paper by hand. It's easier just paper the first time.
What about like telepathic?
That way, one guy did.
I
What
am
about, like,
so
phone call?
Just do it on paper, then you. No.
No.
Can we phone it in?
No. Okay.
Do it on
I have
paper,
done a lot.
and then you run it.
No. No, we're
You
not
have
doing
to.
it. We're not doing that, James. We're not doing that. That's a bad idea. We already do that. And do you know how fucking crazy it is that in 2021 we can put motherfuckers in space and we're collecting votes in a hat? We're passing a hat around in a room of hundreds of people and collecting pieces of paper. We're in the future, dude. You could probably telepathically send a vote on the toilet. We don't need to use paper ballots anymore. This is silliness. Absolute silliness.
I'm with James on the paper ballots thing, you guys. Sorry.
Death to paper ballots. They are a waste of time, and it's really the
I'll
most
tell you
inefficient
one.
way to get this done.
Okay.
Honestly, though, if they're bulletproof paper
It's
ballots,
okay. Kevin, you have to use. I'll tell you why we have to use paper ballot. Okay. Exactly why.
Oh no.
Okay. Now you know I'm a registered Libertarian Party.
Don't say oh no.
The other vote counter. When you have two vote counters, okay. In other words, the unity. When ballots, What's your choice?
You say vote powder?
You want to work with them or not?
Vote counter.
If you want
Okay, James.
to be paper ballot.
James. You know how long?
Yeah.
Every single time we vote on everything, like if they want to change a comma in the bylaws, that's 3 hours of voting and collecting and tallying, and it is a waste of time. Now, I play a spaceship video game, okay, where I go in space and I do spaceship things, and when we take a vote in our corporation, it's over in like 5 minutes. Why is a video game more effective than a political party? Answer me that, James. Why? Why do we use paper ballots?
Kevin, you should be. If you want to, Kevin, if you want to everything in my corporation, we have 5 CEOs. You could be one of the 3. Our meetings are
No,
once
sir.
a year. They last under our
I reject the concept of hierarchy. I'm flattered, but I can't. I would have to abolish my own authority. I can't do it.
If you, I mean, when you do it this way,
I'm a bad leader, James. I encourage people to think for themselves. I'm a poor CEO,
I can
sir.
teach you how to do it. I can show you. Okay.
I reject the very concept
What
of
about
authority,
a worker?
sir.
Worker.
I don't want to work either.
What about a worker?
I want to go to space, sir.
Okay, then.
I want to pilot a Triglavian battleship. That's what I want to do. I want to go mine asteroids.
Kevin,
I want to bring back rare earth elements and produce smartphones cheaper than anyone can.
What I want you to do is work with me on this judicial election coming up.
But I reject
committee.
the judicial. I'm on the judicial committee. It sucks. I hate it.
What if we have Kevin? What if we have Kevin count the email ballots?
Yes, I've been elected to the California Judicial Committee.
County.
No, I don't fuck
I'm
with Los
talking about
Angeles
county
anymore.
level.
I don't fuck with the county anymore. The county got too close with the Republicans for my taste.
Excuse me, sorry.
I can work with you on the state, but I just you don't want to work with on the county at all.
No, I don't fuck with Los Angeles anymore, James. They're trying way too hard to cozy up to the Liberty Caucus. They're hanging out with the Republicans. They're getting too Trumpy for my taste. And even the state is troublesome. I still serve on the Judicial Committee. I'm not on XCOM anymore. I'm not trying to run for more committees, man.
Well, I'm going to be running judicial for committee on the state too. How many seats do they have? Do you know? I haven't checked into it yet.
Yes, sir. There's 5 members of the Judicial Committee, and you can have my seat. I ain't running again. Please run for my seat and take it, because it's annoying. Basically, what you do is people come to you with a bunch of complaints and fighting and stuff, and then you gotta like settle it, and everyone hates you. It's fun.
Yeah,
I get to be the bad guy for everybody. So please
Somebody's
take
got
my
to be the
job.
bad guy.
Unfortunately, it fell into my lap. I came into this movement. I loved everybody. I just thought I'm going to make friends, and it's going to be great. And no, I ended up in a position where I had to bang heads with shitheads all the time. All the fucking time.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Kevin. Well, I'll see you down there.
I will probably be at convention if you're going to be there.
Well, hey, Californians, have you guys ran into the Gavin Newsom petitioners? I helped collect signatures for that a little bit when I was down in Cali in October last year.
Yep. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to go anywhere because the California recorders are incredibly corrupt. I'm not sure how familiar you are with some of these issues, but they've gotten to invalidating roughly 70% of signatures submitted by libertarians for anything. Ballot initiatives, candidates.
Yeah, I'm fairly familiar with it because that campaign that I worked, which was about the flavored tobacco products, was the first petition I'd done in California. And I know what you're talking about because the client was very strict on the signatures that they would accept and pay for. And other states aren't quite as strict, like very strict.
Dude, it's dumb. I actually had to, in order to get valid signatures out here, I actually take Post-it notes and I cover up the edges around the signature box, because if a tiny little bit of pen stroke goes outside the box, it invalidates that signature and every other signature on that page. And it's just a way for the Democrats to be like, nope, you're not getting that on the ballot, dude. No way. Not happening. It's fucking stupid. So
it is.
Dude. Good on you guys though for trying. It's been a big effort. I'm actually surprised it might work.
It might happen. I actually went to I guess it was what's the name of that guy that has the group? It's affiliated with Trump. He's religious, and they Turning Point. Yeah, I went to it. Who's the Turning Point guy?
I was gonna say Mises Caucus.
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk was there. It
With
was
the
at a
infinitely
church.
shrinking face, yeah.
It was at a church, and I get paid to get the signature, so I was just trying to get as many signatures as I could, but it was kind of hard not being there, and I really wanted to heckle him so bad, but I didn't.
Oh man.
I took their signatures happily and got paid for them. I took that sweet tobacco money, and actually at the time the Gavin Newsom petition wasn't paying anything. I was carrying it for the hell of it because I thought it was a good issue.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom fucking sucks, dude. That is a scummy guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, so hypocritical to be like, yeah, between bites when you're at a restaurant in California, you need to be putting your mask on between bites. That came out while I was there. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that, dude. That's stupid.
He shut down other wineries that were in direct competition with his own and kept his own open for tours and all this shit for tastings. Yeah, dude, total fucking he's never being held accountable for this shit. There's all kinds of corruption in the California government, and it's like well known, and nobody does fucking anything about it.
I'd love to see him recalled. It's a extremely hard process. They're going to have like 1.6 million signatures, something like that. They're getting there. It may happen. The deadline's coming up next month. So it could happen. Hard to say.
Yeah, it's really been interesting to see too, because I follow Gavin Newsom on social media mostly to bully him. I cyberbully Gavin Newsom all the time because he's a fucking scumbag. But I noticed a distinct difference. Like, for a good long time now, it's been very negative. The tone on his page has been super, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. We all see what you're doing. But ever since this whole COVID vaccine thing that he's pushing, he's taken a lot of photo ops to be out there with folks sticking needles in arms, and he's getting a lot of props. People are sucking all over his dick right now. Just like, oh, thank you, Mr. Governor, for protecting us from the big, horrible plague. Like, you're the very best, and we love you. And like all the stuff that I saw weeks ago about him being a corrupt scumbag is like not at the front of people's thoughts right now. So I'm worried. I'm worried that he's going to come out of this the same way he came out of sleeping with his campaign manager's wife. Like, nobody remembers. Nobody fucking remembers. He gets away with everything.
I didn't even know that. You know, my knowledge of like strictly state of California politics is fairly limited.
Fucked his campaign manager's wife, and his campaign manager was his best friend. I'm telling you, dude.
Wow.
The guy has no morals.
That's
Spineless,
really
scummy
dirty.
piece of shit. I went to a town hall where Gavin Newsom was doing a thing on gun control, and he stood up in front of an audience of largely old people who in California have never handled a gun in their life. And he says, in California, it is easier to get a gun than a Happy Meal in this state. To which a sensible person would say, when's the last time you had to do a background check and a thumbprint for a fucking Happy Meal? But I went up to the microphone to ask him a question specifically. Why is it there was a recent change that he had advocated where to be caught in possession of a stolen firearm in California was no longer a felony, but if you failed to report a firearm being stolen from you, you could do jail time. And I was like, so what you're telling me is that it is less of a crime to steal from me than it is for me to not immediately go to the police and report that I've been stolen from. Why are you punishing the victims? And not only did he waffle on the answer, he came up to the mic and spat some bullshit and said, well, I'm actually going to go ahead and give this to Matt Dabinow, and he's going to answer that question for you. I had a great time, folks. Round of applause. And he totally did. He just fucking waffled and walked off the stage. And Matt Dabinow comes up to the mic like, well, actually, I had nothing to do with that bill. I don't know. And I was like, well, good. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the governor. Like, stupid.
It's ironic you say governor because the last time we got a recall in California, we ended up with the governor. And I'm really curious to see if he does get recalled. Well, who's going to be his replacement? Because it's a more democratic and liberal state than ever, right? According to the most recent data that I've seen.
Oh, dude, yeah, they full control to the Democratic Party out here.
Yeah, so who's going to take over? Is it going to be somebody with politics different than him? I really doubt it. But I mean, God bless him for trying.
You know, you have the Libertarian running Wildfire.
Dude, Wildstar's going to jail, bro.
Oh, I heard about that.
What?
I thought you were talking about wildfires.
No, Wildstar posted some shit that he got 6 years for filming a court hearing, his own court hearing over a traffic stop. So I don't,
That's so ridiculous.
Please check me on this again. This is just social media shit. So if there's new developments, go look for them. Don't take my word for it. My best understanding is that Mr. Wildstar is in legal trouble for some shit that's absolutely stupid.
That's so stupid. You should be able to. Why can you not record especially your own court hearing? It makes zero sense. It makes no sense. In a free country, that should not be the law. I don't care what they say about getting consent. I mean, if it's a public place, to me, that's a public place. If you're in someone's private home, fine. I could see the argument there. But you're talking about a public courtroom that anybody could walk into? That makes no fucking sense. And I hope, but it sucks though. The law is not in his favor. From what I've seen of the way the law is written in California, he may be screwed on that, man.
I look at it from a position of, one immediately thinks of his rights as the person being accused of things. He should be able to preserve evidence for his own defense. But also, what about our rights as outsiders or as California citizens? We are forced to fund and prop up the judicial system and the justice system. We make the laws and we fund the police and all this. So why shouldn't we be able to audit the courts? Why shouldn't we be able to sit in on pretty much any trial and watch and listen? I want to hear exactly what the fuck you say to him and how you justify you're putting a man behind bars and taking him from his son for 6 years for filming in a courtroom.
I would love to hear the justification. I don't see how somebody could morally live with that, but we have plenty of politicians and judges and people that work in prisons that do really fucked up things for our government every day, and they sleep just fine. Maybe they don't sleep fine. I really don't know, but I don't get it. I don't think the law is on his side on that one. California is unique in that respect, and anytime you make any kind of recording, it has to be consented to by all parties, if I understand the law correctly.
Well, it is the nature of the law that no one can understand it correctly. It is so convoluted. It is so dense and so lengthy. The police who are entrusted to enforce it don't understand it. Nobody knows the law. You can't be expected to know the law. New laws are passed every day. It's an unsustainable system, and it's used to fucking control human beings. It's used to enslave us. It's not because they care about the, carrying out of justice. It's so they can shut people up. It's so they can put people away who are inconvenient. And 1 in 10 people in my state is in some phase of the criminal justice system, either paying off their debt to society or currently living behind bars. What the fuck does that say about our society? Do you think 1 in 10 people are really that fucking bad?
Who's here familiar with GitHub?
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah, we should just tweak that for our legal system,
Open source,
like copy the way code repositories are used for our legal system. It'd be pretty easy to, tweak it for that purpose.
Yeah, and I mean they could simplify the legal code. I think it's a very fixable issue. I mean sometimes it's way too complex. It gets into all these legalese. It gets into legalese that only lawyers can understand, and you have to have a degree to even know what they're talking about. Which the more you read it, the more
it looks like fucking shitty code speckled with go-tos.
Yo, so I have a solution. All right, I'm not
Kevin,
a religious man.
can I ask you?
Oh, sure.
Question
sure,
for
Mr.
Kevin.
What's on your mind, Frank?
Are you gonna try to continue another term of the judicial committee next year?
No.
I don't know how long the terms last.
I'm
1 or 2 years. You're not?
Mr. Ogle, you could not pay me enough to make me run for
Okay,
another
because I
office.
wanted to.
Yeah,
Okay, because I wanted to. I was hoping to somehow work with your,
Please take my spot on the committee. It's a dreadful committee. I wish you luck. It will be nothing but headaches. To the notion of the convolution of law and how there's just too much of it, I have a solution. I am not a religious man, but I will borrow from the principles of the faithful. God made 10 laws for them. So you, government, get to make no more than 10 laws. And if you can't effectively govern us with 10 laws, you suck at governing and we're going to elect new people. How's that? You get 10. You don't get to tell us about the different compositions of fibers and things. You just.
I love it. I'll bring it.
Because
black and white.
Literally, everybody has to be able to. If you expect me to follow the law, I got to know what the fuck it is. It's as simple as that.
So just write it down, and I'll put it
on a paper ballot.
Platform wherever I'll find it. Yeah, I'll do it. No, because
we did a unity.
You haven't seen my for Los Angeles.
Yeah, I don't fuck with
God,
Latvia.
isn't there supposed to be good
This
internet
is
reception in
my.
California? Why is it so bad for Ogle? I don't get
There's
it.
only about 20, 30.
Where do you live, dude? Do you live out in
Only
the
about
country?
maybe 20 items.
He's not hearing me. Okay.
Try to find it.
And the entire California party is so caught up in bureaucracy, it's very difficult to get anything done. I managed to save the party a fair amount of money in converting the way they did merchandising. I did a lot to try to streamline and make things more effective. There's an issue in the state party, and I don't mean to be ageist or whatever I'll be accused of, but there's an older element in the party that want to keep things the way they have been, because that's what worked for them and that's what they understand. But there are those of us who are a little bit younger who look at the way the party is currently working and see it as a little obsolete, a little outdated. You know, they're still trying to pay money for newsletters and mailers and things like this. Is going right in the trash. This isn't converting votes. You're wasting the minimal resources you have. So until the control of the party falls out of those groups of vanguardists that want to keep things the way they've been since the 70s, we're not going to see a lot of progress, because a lot of young activists like myself get on XCOM and they spend 2 to 4 years banging their head against this brick wall and finding like they don't want to change. Who am I to come in and make them change? Like until they stop, there's just not a lot we're going to accomplish. I encourage people who want to work with the California party to instead redirect their efforts to their local parties. Wherever you are on the ground, don't waste too much time with the state, because the state is chasing its own tail. We fucking spend hours arguing over resolutions that do absolutely nothing. So just, you know, don't run for committees. Don't do bureaucracy. Go do activism in your neighborhood.
Well, personally, I need to, fucking get a little bit of discipline and start the Juno Voluntarist Party.
Oh, you're in Alaska.
Just because it's an isolated
Kevin,
town.
can you get
and,
that?
Yeah.
Can I? What now? What did I do?
Did you get that hyperlink in chat?
Who knows? You heard 30% of it. Figure it out.
I'm not sure I follow. What's going on, James?
Okay.
Are you in distress?
I was trying to send you a link.
He'll send
Are you in distress,
Did
James?
I contact you after the meeting or something?
Please signal if you need assistance.
Never mind. It has to do with never mind.
It's gonna be okay, James.
Committee.
I'm leaving when my term is up. It's not like I'm just walking out on them, but I will be gone because I fucking hate running for committees. Shit's stupid. I keep getting I get drawn into this shit. People are like, dude, you gotta stay on this committee. You gotta do this, and I'm like, yeah, why not? And I joined the Judicial Committee because there were a great many issues that I knew were coming to the Judicial Committee, and I wanted to make sure that justice was done, that the right thing was done in a couple of situations where I knew that if I gave the seat to somebody who was acting on behalf of a caucus, the right thing would not be done. So I took the seat for a very specific reason, and with my purpose served, I see no reason to run again. So yeah, just run. Go ahead and send a message to the California XCOM. They'll point you where you need to go. But I'll tell you something. Running for office in California sucks. There's a lot of assholes. A lot of mean people. If you want to do good stuff, you got to wade through a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to call a good portion of the delegates when I was doing some fundraising, and it was really funny to talk to Adam Kokesh's dad. He was very angry at who was Amash. So at the time, we thought Amash was going to be our candidate. And I just thought this would be a funny anecdote to bring up. He like basically, I'm not going to say exactly what he said. He cussed him pretty bad. He does not like Justin Amash. I mean, and he's protecting his boy. You know, I get it. How do you guys feel about Kokesh? I like Kokesh a lot.
I feel as though I'm in a weird crash. I don't know how to answer that question properly, because I feel like a lot of people have context I do not have. When people make criticisms of him, sometimes the things they say strike me as just not substantial, but I don't think I have the whole picture. There might be valid criticisms out there. I will say he was a friend to me. He's a person that I've hung out with in professional and a friendly context. He's never struck me as terribly toxic in my own experiences with him. And though I see a tendency for a very aggressive personality, the reason that I liked Kokesh is because he brought very good verbal skills. He was a great orator. He came to the microphone and he clearly communicated the horrible things he was made to do in the military. And even though I probably take issue with a lot of his politics and some of the thing, we're not going to see eye to eye on everything. I was like purely pragmatic here. What's going to convince people that the Libertarian Party has value? And I think in a time like this, of a voice that says, dude, we need to stop with the wars. And I can tell you, because I was there, I felt that was valuable. So I guess purely from a pragmatic standpoint, I was like, I like Adam Kokesh, and he seems like a nice enough guy, but I know that there's things I don't know about him, and people who have worked with him seem to have stories that they can tell. So I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can come up with personal stuff that happens in whoever we're talking about's personal life. Anybody, like you name the person, you could come up. And I really hate that. I hate that, like coming up with something personal in their life that there's no context. I always hate that. I don't care who it's about, but I'm like, is this relevant? But I mean, I've met him a little bit. I've met him a few times. I think he brings a lot of people into the party that might not otherwise even think about libertarianism. Like when he did the dance around the statue in the Washington Monument. You know what I'm talking about? This was back in 2010. I had a lot of friends of mine that didn't even know what a libertarian was, coming to me talking about that. So that alone, I think, is pretty worthwhile.
Yeah, I saw him on a bunch of stuff before I ever knew he was a libertarian. I'd actually seen him do an interview with a bunch of other combat veterans who were telling their stories, and so I was kind of aware of him. Yeah, it's a purely utilitarian thing for me. It's been a journey in the party, learning to separate the personal from the political, because there's a lot of individuals with whom I will disagree severely, and I probably won't get on with them, and we will never be best friends. But I see that they have a place in the movement that I don't have, and I see that they have an audience I don't have, and so I wonder. I don't know.
Well, we need people like that are willing to be kind of a celebritarian, in a manner of speaking. And I think overall he's been great for the party. Of course, there's that, all kinds of personal stuff about him that I'm not going to say I don't care about it or it doesn't have merit. I just think I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
I don't like personal stuff. I like when people get attacked on their policies and the way they represent the party. And I think it's okay to hold people accountable for their affiliations. If they're drawing people towards the party that are not wholesome or, they don't belong here, it's okay to call them out for that. But okay, I really hate to get personal, but the one thing that everybody always drags up about Kokesh is this contract he has with his ex. But that seems more like a weird kinky thing than anything. That seems more like a really weird agreement between two consenting adults that I have no fucking business even thinking about. I want to know about why you think Kokesh shouldn't be representing the party. I want to know why you think his ideas are bad. I made a criticism of him to his face. Again, I think of him as a friend. When we were hanging out one time, and I said to him, so with your concept of localization, and allowing everybody to just form their own little governments, what's to stop white nationalists from forming little communes of really terrible ideas and then growing and organizing and becoming dangerous? And his counterpoint to that was that, well, wouldn't you prefer that those people self-isolate and get the fuck out of your neighborhood and, you don't have to live with them? So he's at least consistent. I don't think that, he's evil necessarily. Where I disagree with him, I think it's principled from my standpoint.
Yeah, he came to our the last convention I attended in Arkansas, not the February one I was speaking about real earlier today, but the one before that was our nominating convention. And we briefly spoke, but he, I really didn't get to hang out with him because he came to the bar with us. I say us, it was like everybody else went there. And then when I got there, it was like a full bar. There was nowhere to sit, and I had my baby with me, so we just left. And so I didn't get to talk with him as much as I wanted to, really.
It is a blessing.
He puts in the work, man. He puts in the work.
Can't believe you guys have been talking for 2.5 hours, and you guys have been talking for 2.5 hours, and no one has talked about the status of Taylor Swift's eggs. What is this?
How many does she have left now? Somebody get Molyneux on the phone. We need to know. Oh no, John Hudak.
There needs to
what
be
happened?
A counter on Times Square.
Oh no.
Hey, you guys, since we got some dead air here, you mind if I talk?
Yeah, go
for it. Somebody wanted to ask a question out there. You're up there?
What was
me?
that?
Lost my track of thinking. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, now I remember. What I'm thinking we need to do is get maybe 20 to 40 female presidential vice candidates within 2 years. Because we're gonna
No,
get like
James.
maybe
We did this,
3
James.
times more males. Okay. More like 64.
James. James, dicks don't make good laws, James. Neither do vaginas.
No,
What matters?
I was going to
The
ask him about snooks
we can
earlier. You
get
know
ballots.
the South Park episode with Hillary Clinton, and they have the nukes and inside of her, and they call them the
Well, no,
snooks.
they don't have to be
If I remember that.
serious. They don't have to be serious candidates. I mean, the first time you run, nobody really thinks they're going to win. It's just that when you get 538 on the electoral college, what I'm trying to
The
do is
liquor
get
college.
those all ranked. Yeah, plus another 10 times that many. So if we more women recruit them as the vice president on Kokesh's ticket, they like him. He's military. He's a good advocate. It's random. It's not him or nobody. If you have a big team, you don't know which one you're going to be, like number 34, number 2, number 79. Just try if whatever you can do. Focus on bringing the women because
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
as you get a lot of men dominating, you get a big log jam.
Bro.
Big log jam of males.
No one cares about gender, James. This is not a productive discussion with regards to politics.
I know. I do.
Gender is
I'm going to be
foolishness.
doing this.
You know something, James?
I'm
I'll
going to
tell
be
you.
bringing between 10 to
The
30.
answer to the authoritarian state is not to put more women in power. It is to remove the structures of power that oppress us all. That's all there is to it, James. Putting women behind the
I'm
wheel.
the team. What I'm thinking is, Kevin, what I'm thinking is overwhelming superior firepower. Okay, we need millions.
I support superior firepower.
20 women, that's nothing.
What is this?
have
The
no
Oval
idea.
search engine?
Oh man, I have no idea why you guys are trying. I'm saying no. Then them and all family, their boyfriends, their families, their friends, their electors, everybody. Get them all on a big debate and try to make
who I wanted?
Women because
in the last
we're not
presidential.
Women. We have to get people not like that.
No, we're not, but it doesn't matter because man, woman, child, dog, nobody should have power over another individual. But what I wanted in the last presidential thing, I actually wanted to see Vermin Supreme and Kokesh. I felt like that was the perfect, grab you by the face and shake you and make you listen to the Libertarian Party ticket. Because you got Vermin Supreme doing satire and being crazy, and then Adam Kokesh being like, you're fucking torturing people. You're making people torture people. You're breaking Americans. You're making them sleep in the streets and leaving them with permanent psychological damage. Like, that was a pretty compelling message. I felt like that would have stood out, but I didn't get my way. I didn't like the Jo Jorgensen campaign very much. See, you got a woman. You got a female name. You got a female name, James. And what happened? Nobody cared.
Yeah, I got Vermin Supreme. He voted for the horse ticket. She's a criminal attorney out of Omaha, the first one who filed. I started.
But does this
first running with 2 years ago?
What are we looking at here? What is
She's smart. She's a musician. She plays.
Sir. Does this not speak to the point though that we got a female?
She was 20 years younger than
health.
What is a mine inspector?
She was leader. She's leader of a band. It was called Human Chief Parade, and Berman liked that. He goes,
That's
"I'll
what
vote
Kim
for
Ruff
her
is
number
running
one."
for, mine inspector.
He voted himself. Okay.
Is that somebody's
In
name?
him, we have a
Anonymous
connection.
And they're an Arizona mine inspector?
No, that's Rachel Johnson.
How do you inspect the mines like as in you playing like Minesweeper? Like do you play Minesweeper on the computer? Is that the inspector?
It goes to
James, can I vote for Bill Weld for this?
I'd like to make it known that I'm clicking to view the video, and it's nothing's been going on.
It's cosmetic.
Yeah, I used to have that where I could click it. What is that? Oh, the day-to-day update. So if you go to the very bottom, we have a link on the day update, back one.
What is
Why?
this?
Go to the bottom. Is James?
It's better to say, why is this?
It's the international tournament.
It's
yeah.
okay, Ogle. I'm obsessed with vagina too.
That's...
I mean, only my wife, but it's okay.
Do you believe your wife should be in charge of everything?
Definitely not. just our household. I'll take that. I'll be all right with that.
You're like a moderate James Ogle in that case.
You go back to that day-to-day update. Today.
Is Ogle controlling what we're looking at right now?
No, it's me.
Okay.
That means
there
you're
it is.
complicit.
Go very bottom line on the page. 9.
You got to look it up on DuckDuckGo so it doesn't get censored.
He's a libertarian wife. He's one of our electors.
Oh no!
He's the first elector for our next week before electoral college.
What did you say about his wife?
Yeah. She's
What about
Asian. Okay, scroll to the very bottom.
Hold on, Mr. Ogle, are you suggesting he's a libertarian guy with an Asian
there.
wife?
See where it shows James Kraber? Yeah, he's a libertarian.
No
He has an
way.
Asian wife. If
Get
you
right
click
out
on
of
his
town.
name, it goes to his Facebook page. Yeah.
Let's not do that.
He's our first
No,
elector for
we don't need to do
2024. That's her.
Oh my
Is that the real Asian wife?
He's
Oh my God, no.
Fakertarians in Denver. Aaron Harlow's, everybody.
Oh no.
I Karen Harlos, the philosopher.
He likes the Unity Party too. And,
no.
Did you say the Unity Party?
What
yeah,
are we
by
going to
the
do
way,
about
they
all
have
these
Unity of Colorado.
all these libertarian guys with Asian wives?
Well, the party has a history.
It does.
Of Asian wives?
More than
There's a
you
guy
know.
who was harassed. Oh, man.
There's a whole thing you don't even know, bro.
This is fantastic.
That's what's approved
this-
there.
Oh no.
The Ogle method.
I might actually pass out.
Not approved.
Well, at least we'll have it on camera.
I'm broken.
See, when this is the Ogle method. When you rank those things, once it gets 50 bit plus 1, it gets approved.
Why are there like 90? Sir, why are there 90 steps in your method? Why is this more
Well,
in what way is this
He's
faster?
flipping to
I like how they're
here. It starts all over.
I like how they're in,
Who's
they're in
the blue
numerical
one?
order except when they're not.
James, I think you really need to start like a religion like Scientology. This is so dang
Tulsi
complex.
Gabbard.
You've got to write a bunch of
Tulsi
books.
Gabbard was the blue.
Start a church.
The blue
You'll be
one.
tax free.
Hold on.
Tulsi. Yeah.
Back up. You refer to Tulsi Gabbard as the blue one? This is a dope cult, dude. I'm already down. Sign me the fuck up. I want to worship the blue one.
The blue one. I gotta see
let
this.
me go back.
Wait, go
Right
back.
James, I tried to vote for the Hudak Weld ticket, but it wouldn't let me. Please help.
Oh no.
You don't have a vagina. It didn't work. That's why.
That was me and Tulsi. She was the blue. I was the.
So we all get
Didn't go
code
over.
names?
Wait, she was the blue. You were the one.
Nobody voted for her.
I want to be Mr. Pink.
Yeah, you could be like. Yeah.
He survives.
Denise
He
is-
survives at the end of Reservoir Dogs.
We need to have like
you in there.
we need to like have a picture of this website and then like a tag yourself, I'm the blue one, or sort of thing like that.
Kneel before the blue one or be crushed beneath it.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's the
Smurf.
best spot there. Tag that
What's
one.
going on- what's
That
going on
Yeah,
here?
that's a good one. Proportional. Yeah.
I am
And-
James
and
the
we're
Ogle, and I herald the
Starting
coming of
all
the blue
over.
one.
So
It's too small for me to read. I'm on my phone.
There's Cop Saminger. He's right after that entry. There you go.
one can run
What
like
Why is a
Yeah,
fake?
What I just,
Why
I
is
just clicked on
the
somebody.
Democratic one.
why is a
There-
satire
Yes.
Sam on your paper?
He Is he's actually a person?
Well, yes, we all are, but
yeah.
That's not a real person. That's a person playing a person.
He agreed to be this. I mean, he's an anonymous name.
Yeah,
you have it different.
Cop Salmon.
As long as we know who you are.
Cop Salmon
Yeah.
is satire.
We have his Facebook page.
Yeah,
it's a satire.
He's right there on the Facebook page.
He's pretending to. It's a joke. That's a joke page.
How do you verify the election integrity?
It looks like they're in the information. See, these guys here, I signed them all up when I was in LA. So you'll see it.
Right,
hey, bro.
but the candidate's not real.
See,
what happens if the candidate wins and he's not real?
That's not a real person. Okay, I'm a Fakertarian. I'm good at sniffing out. I'm good at sniffing out what's fake
He
and
is
what
there.
isn't.
Kevin, you got in.
That's not a real Sam Coppinger.
Evan, you made it.
Oh no, why?
See, Kevin, I didn't even know you were in there. You want me
What
to
did I
say
do?
that? Your name is right there. You see, even a seat.
What did I do though?
You're
Why is
on
my name there?
PPR College.
Am I part of the conspiracy now?
I probably voted.
You're one of the
You're there.
152 electors.
It's a 4-year term. You get
I
to
didn't
vote
agree to
for
this.
executives.
You've just been drafted into the Ogle army of cat girls.
I can put your name up. I'll pick your name up.
No, it's okay. I agree to be a cat girl. That shit's dope. I'm down to fucking cross dress for the party's sake.
Well, he's got Arvin, so he's good.
Arvin? Why? Arvin's not even in California.
No, he's on the list. Name's on the list. I don't know.
James, why did you include Arvin Vora? He's not even in California.
Cop Saminger's there too, and he's not in California either because he doesn't exist.
He's not anywhere.
I tried to vote. There was 6. You see, there was about presidential candidates, and I voted for them all. But if I called them and they said take my name off, but I took it off. Like a couple of women did. One from.
Is this the ballot?
No, my name is out there in the public. I've run for office. I don't mind. But it's surprising. It's surprising.
How often do you have
Kevin,
people that don't exist?
Situation is
that win your ballot?
Kevin, the situation with your vote. I can explain how why your vote is being hung up here. You see, the first person to vote is the president, Mitra, but she never voted on the rules. So we're still waiting. So nothing's really happening. Wanted to skip to someone new like you.
Do I get any cool superpowers?
You could. If you want to contact her first, she's like, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Stephen Colbert, the Comedy Central Party.
Like we have on the executive, it's a 5-member executive. There's like Warren, Jonathan Jay's the Libertarian.
You got a Dallas Cowboy?
Benjamin Michaeljohn is the. Oh yeah, got 2 of those.
What did these people all agree to? No, that's Kamala Harris. There's no way.
I do have. I can't. The guy, the Dallas Cowboy. I had his phone there. I think he moved.
For a moment, for a moment, I thought these people were united in the support.
The Goddess Party. How do we become members of the Goddess Party?
You get to be whatever you want on my. It's not. We don't.
Green Rosanna.
Otherwise, we put.
Rosanarchist. That's amazing.
Pot Christ.
I would like to be deemed a High Templar, if at all possible. I am a Knight of the Holy Temple, and I will be referred to as such.
I don't know where he is, what he's looking at.
How do I join the info not available party?
Oh yeah, let me zoom in.
That's when your name gets elected, but we don't know what you are.
That's that gang shit right there.
How do you differentiate between somebody you don't know who they are and somebody that specifically wants to be the info not available party?
We belong to a party that doesn't want info to be available.
Pretty much everybody.
Like, what if I want to be that? But I also want to be separated from your category of info not available because
we can move you around. Like, say, if you want to go sit the information not available, Libertarian, we can move you in there on the webpage.
I'm glad you have a system in place for that.
Like, we have the USS Liberty guy. I have to talk to him. In the Libertarian Party, or you want to be at the bottom?
I want to. You got to record your discussion with Cop Saminger because I want to know how that goes. Let me know how that call goes.
You know he's running Angela's ticket for national.
I doubt it.
That's ridiculous. But
I'm
fitting.
trying to run him.
That's
They know
exactly
this, don't they?
that's exactly how seriously you should take her candidacy.
I think that he would like that, wouldn't he?
I have no idea. He doesn't exist.
Dude, she has some awesome, like those meme photos of her. Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Angela.
John, look up the World Border Party on the left-hand
Thing?
side. The World Border.
I lost touch with him. He was a skater, really strong. He was his family owned land, so he was a rich kid, and he lost all the land. Now he's like, I don't know where he is. Border party. He was like a snowboarder.
Are we finna grab fucking Tony Hawk next? What's up? What's the border?
See, those are the executives.
I'm back here.
I thought we were anti-border in this party.
Well, it depends. If it's a border, then yes, we're anti that. But if it's a board, or then
No,
you know.
do you remember all those misspellings? Everybody was always saying like, "No, borders, blah blah blah, private borders."
See, both of those pages are the same names.
Kevin's here.
U.S. Parliament and PPR
Didn't make it.
College. It used to be U.S. Parliament for a long time. Switched it to PPR College, but they both have the same names.
I'm willing to bet 90% of these people have no idea they're on this list. How are you going to get them to vote? I didn't know I was on this list.
I don't.
I'm
See,
on it.
The fewer, the better. I like it because every time someone votes, I have to do a bunch of web work. So I want everybody to vote.
You have distilled tyranny to its truest form. Let me make something so.
Get two or three people do
Yeah,
stuff,
exactly.
but I'm not gonna
something so complicated that like 3 people get to vote, and now you have efficient
like
democracy.
with this guy James Treebert signed up $60, and it takes like 2 or 3 days, maybe a couple weeks just to get him on the phone, find out what party he's with.
Honestly, I think this is
My
kind of a
apologies,
brilliant
James. I may
system,
have missed this earlier. But how did you where did you come up with the idea for all this?
The Dallas Cowboys party.
Well, it's that's Jim Doyle, Republican. He does telephone marketing, and that was his friend he worked with. He wanted to be the Dallas Cowboys party. That was at Gary Sweeney back in Colorado, way back in like 94. He wanted to be a pizza party. He was the secretary. He was the other secretary who my caucus secretary. He tried to take over.
How about
abolish it?
The house party or the block
I
party?
was the one. I don't know where that one is. Block party.
That is certainly something.
What
The
about
Jewish Conservative Party. Oh, hell yeah. Discordian Party. Hail Eris. The Wizix New Day Party.
That's
too many
Dimitra,
parties,
our
dude.
president.
That didn't load.
That woman, she was one right there.
That didn't load either.
Party right there. Dimitra. Right there, Dimitra. She's our president now. Our elector college. She's
I want to
a big
abolish.
woman.
I want to abolish the presidency in general.
Well, see, our presidency is different. Okay, Evan. When you get elected president, you're the only initial contact. All you are is initial contact for the rules. Then you.
What?
I'm missing valuable information.
It's a big team. See,
Why is Hawaii a bear?
Number 1 is president. Number 2 is vice president. Number 1 is the initial contact for the rules. Number 2 is but once they do that,
I'm gonna head out.
then the whole team votes on.
Catch y'all later.
If anyone ranks it, it changes the rules a little bit. Nobody votes though. But when you need improvement, somebody will vote. I have an interesting little story.
Hold on. Before your interesting story, I'm tapping out. It's been almost 3 hours. I'm gonna go get a snack. So,
later.
It was fun. It was fun with all of y'all. I'm gonna go get some food.
Yeah, we'll wrap soon.
Till next time.
Okay.
Okay. Tell the story, and then I think we gotta wrap up afterwards.
Okay, just a quick about how we got our CEO on our company. Because our first CEO, he wanted to like at the first meeting he called threatening to shoot everybody. We were lying and all this stuff. I was real scared. So we rewrite the rules. We don't need a CEO. We got outvoted. They're like, no, we want a CEO. 2-1. Next thing you know, we got Buck Rogers as our CEO. He's a brigadier general with hits. So I got outvoted. So if you ever click on the CEO think tank, those are all his poetry. I'm the one who updates the poetry. He writes that.
Interesting.
I don't
Okay,
do
well,
a great job at it.
No, I'm sure you do great. But I think we're gonna have to wrap up because it's been almost 3 hours. Thanks to everyone for coming on, including you, James, and it's been a good time. We didn't really know what was gonna happen with this, and I think it turned out pretty fun. So thanks everyone for watching it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, John.
Buy shirt, get money. No, other way. We get money. You send money, we get shirt.